There we go. What's good, y'all? What's good, man? Welcome back, man, to another edition of You Know What It Is, Heart of the City, man. Take you around all New York City area sports. And tonight, we definitely got an action-packed show for y'all, man. Lots to get into, man. Of course, the Joe Shane press conference. Kenny Galladay being released on the same day. We're gonna talk about that. Of course, we got the Brooklyn Nets in action right now. The current score is I'll give y'all an update in a minute, but Nets on top right
Oh,
now.
it's
Nick
62-52.
62-52. Thank you, Jeffy. Knicks in action
You're
tomorrow
welcome.
against the Nets. So that's we're gonna get into that. And we're also gonna get into Yankees and Mets spring training news. But before I get into all that, man, I'm gonna say what's up to my man Jeffy T85, man. Coach should be coming in here soon. But what's good with you, Jeff, man? How you feeling tonight? What's good to the chat,
I'm
man?
doing well. I'm doing well, man. Action-packed day. A lot of Giants news. Big
Yeah.
Nets game tonight. Knicks playing great, and even some hockey news that's been going around the New York, New Jersey area. A lot of big trades in
Mhm.
hockey, and then
Yeah.
yeah, lot of good things happen in the New York sports area right now. A lot of news.
Yeah, man, no doubt, man. Gonna say what's up to the chat real quick, man, before we get into it, man. What's good, Levance, man? Says much love and respect to everybody, man. Much love and respect to you too, brother, man. Hope you got something good on the menu for you tonight, man.
That's right.
My man Mac, the Giants fan. What's good, Mac? Man says, let's go. Yeah, let's go,
Yo,
man. We're gonna get into it, man, with the whole thing, man, the whole situation, man, with the New York Giants tonight, man. See my Giants fans in here tonight, man. What's good, Nimmer? So happy about positive news about Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. Yeah, we're gonna get into that in just 1 second. And coach, let me give you the link. I'm gonna put it in the chat right here. This is for Coach, everybody. So we're gonna let
is it
guests up.
positive news? I don't know. At least it was like 50-50 when Shane was talking. I hope it is. No, I always got to give that like that little the other side of the spectrum. Got to give that other side of the spectrum when it comes to this stuff. It's
That's right,
good.
man.
It's good, but not quite all good. It's like
Mm-mm.
it's on the fence. So
Um. All right. Coach will be in here in just a second. Give me a updated score, Jeffy, and I'm gonna put
mhm.
that on the uh on the jumbo
Tacos.
on the.
It is 62-52. Nets are up at the half.
62-52. All right. 52.
It's been like turnover city in this game.
No. All right. There go Coach. Let's see. Save that.
Man, Holiday turned the ball over 4 times so far. Jesus. I mean, Middleton,
All
too.
right. Yeah, man.
They have 7 turnovers between the two of them.
Right. Coach, what's good, man? How you feeling, man? You feeling all right tonight?
I'm hanging in there, fellas. It's just
All
one of
right.
them days. How you guys doing?
How you
Good,
doing,
man. Good,
Coach?
man. Plenty to talk about, man. So,
Mm-hmm.
DC, wifey, what's good, man? Says peace and love to everybody.
How you doing, Nisi?
All right,
What's
let's
up,
get into this,
everyone?
man. See the halftime. We're gonna get into basketball here in just a second. But while they're at half, we're gonna talk some football, and then we're gonna go bounce around like we normally do here on Heart of the City, man. But first things first, Joe Shane press conference today. Well, first let me start with Kenny Galladay. I had to start with Kenny, right?
Number
Kenny Galladay
19.
was I made a little short video earlier. Kenny Galladay was released. Um, and basically the release doesn't go into effect until the beginning of the new league year, which is March 15th, if I'm not mistaken. So the Giants will save a total of $6.7 million on the cap by releasing Mr. Galladay. A couple things to take away from this. First thing is they obviously want to clear some money to sign some people. So that's why they did it now instead of the post June 1 cut that a lot of people were talking about. So they needed that money right now. Second of all, Max says good riddance. Yeah, good riddance. That's the second part of it, man, because you got 43 catches and 1 touchdown from this guy in 2 years. And absolutely unacceptable, man, for a guy that was making $72 million. And the third thing is Joe Shane did this today, before the combine, before the new league year, while he's still in talks with Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones. Now, my unpopular opinion is that's exactly what this is. This is money that they need to clear, that he was going to get cut anyway, but they need to clear this up now so they can get these deals done. And we're going to get into the Joe Shane press conference here in just a minute, man, but I'm going to let Jeff and Coach say they goodbyes to Mr. Kenny Galladay.
Oh yeah, goodbye. Yeah, he's a lot of great memories from this guy. Well, actually, Joe Shane didn't exactly say if he's going to designate this as a post-June cut or if he's going to designate it as a pre-June cut. He did say they're going to decide within the next couple of weeks to really decide if they're going to make it a post-June and spread the cap out for the next couple of years, or they're going to make it a pre-June. So that hasn't been decided yet, whether it is going to be a post-June or a pre-June yet. But either way, I mean, we should have seen the warning signs after what happened in 2020 with this guy. When he's coming off a hip injury, and you should know if anybody's played wide receiver and you have a hip injury and that zaps your explosiveness in and out of your routes when you're trying to run, that's a big injury for any wide receiver, especially a 6'4" guy who needs that explosiveness in and out of his routes. And you could tell that this guy was just not the same for what he was in 2018 and 2019 when he had that explosiveness to go down the field and make those big contested catches. So that right there, and we all know why Gettleman panicked, but there's not a lot of Giants fans that did not want Kenny Galladay. And if you didn't, you're lying to yourselves. There's very few that did not want Kenny Galladay when we were courting him as a free agent back in 2021. But that hip injury was the first thing that should have been a warning signal that he's coming off that, and that in fact he only played 5 games in 2020. That right there, and the fact that this guy, he was hurt all the time. He couldn't separate with anything. I mean, the three of us could have done a better job separating on the field than he did. They weren't I think it was also the fact that they didn't utilize him correctly in some ways in 2021. And in 2022, you could just tell he wasn't the type of prototypical receiver, which a lot of us said after 2021 that this guy just wasn't going to fit the type of scheme that Brian Daboll and Mike Kafka were trying to run with New York in 2022. And that's exactly what ended up happening. He's just not that type of wide receiver. And it was clear as day as the season went on that the guy was pretty much a blocking wide receiver for the rest of the season. So, I mean, goodbye, Kenny Galladay. Good luck to you in your next endeavor, wherever you go next. $72 million for a guy that had 43 catches, 602 yards, and 1 touchdown, which was actually a very nice touchdown that he had in his last career catch of his Giants career. But easily, in my opinion, the worst free agent contract ever given to a New York Giants free agent signing in the history of this team. You can say Nate Solder. At least Solder did something in his time going forward, and then Galladay did. So, I mean, good riddance. See you later, Galladay. Good luck to wherever you go next. And it's time for the Giants to move forward and try to put together a wide receiver core that can at least scare defenses moving forward. I'll talk about Jones and Barkley a little later. Coach, go ahead.
Before you go, Coach, Wells says Syracuse getting absolutely crushed by Georgia Tech right now. Yeah, I just looked at the score, 94-68. Goodness gracious. And yeah, it don't look like Syracuse is going. Definitely not going to be in the 64 tournament this year. Wells, good evening, fellas, man. Peace, man. What's good, Wells, man?
Hey, Wells.
I filled in for you Saturday for a little bit on leather to the face. No, it was Sunday. Yeah, I filled in for you for a little bit, man. Didn't do as a good a job with you, of course, bro, but much love and respect to you, man. Good to see you, man. But go ahead, coach, man. Talk about your boy Kenny Galladay, man. I know you're gonna miss him.
Kenny Galladay, what a part-time job. I would have loved to had a part-time job like that, man. Seriously, to get paid all that money to basically do.
Right, word.
I mean, seriously, man. I mean, some of it I'm not gonna blame all of it on him because it does fall on Gettleman.
Of course.
You know, I
Absolutely.
mean, and yes, like you said, Jeff, a lot of us were craving for him, but it's still, Gettleman and his staff's responsibility to make sure that he could be the type of receiver that we were hoping for, instead of putting us in this type of situation. So, as far as when he's, is it pre or post? I mean, I'm just gonna leave it in Shane's hand. I mean, it does make sense, like you said, NYG, that he does it now because you need the money, and I get it. I really get it, or you could post June and take care of your rookie class as well as have money to play with going into next year, but supposedly we're also going to have a plethora of money next year. So, is it really needed next year as opposed to this year? So whatever Shane decides to do, I'm cool with, but Galladay's gone. So see ya. Wish you the best of luck. Just, that's really all I have to say about him.
Koof, man, what's good, man? What's good? Koof, man
Koof,
says,
man?
what up, fellas? Well, says Syracuse will be lucky if they get a chance to play in the NIT. I agree. Yeah, that's kind of what I meant. They definitely ain't getting in the damn tournament. Not with that, not looking like that. They look like oof. But I know Coach will have something for us on college later. Greatest part-time job ever. Throw a couple blocks and catch one TD and get 72 million. Yeah, man. Yeah, highway robbery, man. That dude right there, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. I need his agent definitely.
Actually got a $4.5 million bonus.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that?
Yeah, much
he
love.
Got a $4.5 million bonus for the team to cut him.
Yeah, that was a good fight.
Yeah.
Sunday night. But so now we're gonna get into the Joe Shane presser because that's what everybody's talking about. Joe Shane, of course, released his pre-combine press conference. So I'm gonna pull up. Coach was nice enough to give me the link to some of his nuggets so we can just check it out and react to it. Let's see. There we go. Let me share my screen so y'all can see that. All right. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
I see your screen.
You see it? All right. Joe's saying, so we're just going to highlight some of the couple of things he said here, and we'll react to it. So I'm gonna go back and forth. Joe Shane said he has been in constant contact with Daniel Jones's agent. We've had productive negotiations. He also says he's cautiously optimistic. This is the key thing right here. Cautiously optimistic about getting deals done. Oh, what happened? My fault. But he says he would like to have them both back. I mean, that's what he's going to say, though. You know what I mean? He's going to
Yeah.
say he wants to have them both back. But he did say here there's still a gap in negotiations with Saquon Barkley, but the two sides have gotten closer since the end of the season. Some talk here about Dexter Lawrence, but let's start with the Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley situation here. So Daniel Jones and Saquon, basically sounds like Daniel Jones is definitely coming back. This is what we've been saying here on this show, what I've been reporting, as well as others in the Big Blue crew. He's coming back. He pretty much said so. He said it again today. You know, Daniel Jones is going to be the quarterback of the New York Giants this season coming up. You know, whether he plays on a tag or he gets a long-term deal, that is going to happen. The flip side to that, though, is it does not sound as if Joe Schoen is going to basically knock it out the park with this Saquon Barkley contract. He did mention that they at some point they would have to basically draw a line in the sand. And I've never felt like this dude is the type of dude that wants to pay a running back a bunch of money. It don't seem like he's that type of dude. Now, I love Saquon Barkley. That's my favorite player. You know, but I've always said that I'm a Giants fan first and foremost. So if they have to move on from Saquon, so be it. But it does sound like, to me, just given what we read and given everything that I've heard, Saquon Barkley is more than likely going to be a free agent come March 15th. And if that is the case, there is a very, very likely chance that he will not be playing for the New York Giants because somebody's going to give Saquon what he wants. If he's looking for 15 or 16 million, people can say that the market is not going to be out there for him. But I guarantee you, if you let Saquon Barkley hit the open market, one of these teams that think they're close to winning the Super Bowl and they are Saquon Barkley away from winning the Super Bowl, they're going to give him the bag. Let me tell you right now, it's going to happen. They did it with Christian McCaffrey, and they're going to do it with Saquon Barkley. He's at the top of his game right now, and he's still young. So we could talk about some of these other guys, but what are your thoughts just on those 2 points that I just made? And then we'll go back in and look at some of the other things that he said. But I know those are the two biggest sticking points right now. And a quick update: 64-57 Brooklyn right now, start of the third quarter. But go ahead, Coach Jeff. What is y'all thoughts on what Joe Schoen had to say about Saquon and Daniel Jones?
Go ahead, Jeff.
Well, what Saquon, Coach, what Joe Schoen had to say about both Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley is sort of what we all had an indication of what he was going to say.
Okay. Bone Jones coming back. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Man. I hope that brother's got his shit together this time, man. But go ahead.
Nah, it's all good. But I'm not really surprised what Joe Schoen said. I mean, did anybody really expect Daniel Jones is going to be back? So it's just dependent right now on if he's going to come back on a long-term deal or is he going to come back on the franchise tag. So they got about a week, a little under a week right now to get some type of long-term deal hashed out before that franchise tag period comes. So am I really surprised that Joe Schoen said that Daniel Jones is pretty much going to be coming back? No. And at the same time with Barkley, I'm not surprised. Like, none of this stuff honestly shocks me at all. That Joe Schoen's going to draw a line in the sand with Saquon Barkley. Why wouldn't you? Who's going to pay a running back $16 million per season? Especially a guy that's coming off. Yes, he had a very good season last year, but he's also had multiple years of coming off big-time injuries. So it's all, once again, and Joe Schoen pretty much said it, like, he's cautiously optimistic. That's all going to hint and depend on what happens if he can get a long-term deal knocked out of the park with Daniel Jones. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't think Saquon Barkley, and I know they're getting closer, but I don't know if they're going to get close enough where the long-term deal is going to be reached. I mean, Saquon Barkley is going to pretty much have to undersell himself. And, I mean, at the same time, if they can't come to a long-term deal with Daniel Jones and Jones has to get the tag, do you really see the Giants and Barkley coming to an extension with around like 12 mil? Because it doesn't sound like Shane is going to go anywhere above 12, maybe 12.5 at the most per season for a running back. So, yeah, I mean, see, it's tough because he also talked about, Dexter Lawrence with the extension, Leonard Williams trying to maybe extend him, Julian Love talking his representatives, even Xavier McKinney talking about maybe extending him. Even Andrew Thomas, they talked about maybe extending him early. But I mean, McKinney changed his agents too. I mean, it's just the fact that he said cautiously optimistic. Those two words caught me right there because when you say
let me ask you this: what are your thoughts? Do you think if you had to say today, do you think, or let's play a little game, let's put a percentage on it. What are the percentages that, because I'm done with the Daniel Jones conversation. People can come up here and say he's blowing smoke and all this shit. That dude is going to be a giant. Saquon is iffy right now. Jeff, what are the percentages that you think of Saquon Barkley being back with the New York Giants next season?
I still say it's
1 to 100 or 0 to 100.
I'll still say it's about 55 to 60% he is back. Because I don't know why I have this weird inclination that Joe Shane and Daniel Jones will come to some type of long-term agreement before the 7th of March. And then that is when they'll be able to slap that franchise tag on Saquon Barkley. And Barkley won't like it, but it's the best thing for the Giants. So I'm still in around the 55% realm that I do believe Barkley will still be back. I mean, it could go closer to 50-50, but I'm still believing that Barkley will be back ultimately because I do think that they will reach a long-term deal with Daniel Jones when it's all said and done. Maybe around like 38, maybe 40 million. I mean, it's an overpay, but if you want Saquon Barkley back, you're going to have to sign Daniel Jones long-term. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm still positive Barkley will be back, but it is around 50-50.
Okay, what you think, Coach? What are the well, give your take and then give me a percentage of that you think that Saquon Barkley will be back with the New York Giants.
You made a statement earlier that there are going to be playoff teams that are just one piece away, a Saquon Barkley away, and I don't see it. I don't unless you're talking about the Buffalo Bills, and for the Buffalo Bills to do that, don't they have to pretty much strip down their or lose a lot of key pieces to?
They got James Cook too.
No, yeah, they don't.
Yeah, so I mean,
they could do it. I could see maybe a team like, I don't know, would you say Kansas City?
No. Kansas City
they got Pops.
They got Pops and they got I mean,
what about the Raiders? They might lose Jacobs.
Are they a championship caliber team? You said they're one piece away, so that's what I'm looking at. Now, if you say the Chicago Bears and they can build around him and Justin Fields for the most part, okay, I'll give you that. But a championship, that I don't see. Do I think, and now the question is, does Saquon want to go?
I feel like the team would do it if they thought that. I'm throwing a blank right now, but give me a minute, man. Because I feel like it's a team that probably would do that if they think like the Cowboys or somebody. If they had the money, they would do it. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, they had the money, but the question is, right now we're talking about somebody having the money. Well, what playoff team that we
don't know because they still cutting players and maneuvering the cap and stuff right now. So we don't really know who gonna have the money.
If you want to ask me playoff teams, no. If you want to ask me the whole league, then yeah, I'm going to look at Chicago. They're the biggest threat, to be brutally honest, because they have all the money, they have the draft picks, and they can build something there real quick. So they're the ones that concerns me the most. But if you want to ask me the percentages,
Yeah,
I'm
give
about
me a number.
85% sure Saquon is back.
Really?
Yeah.
85% sure
80
after
to
what Joe Shane
85%.
said today?
Yeah, remember GMs talk smoke, man. Come on. I mean,
I get it.
if I look at everything, do I think Saquon is going to it's either he's going to play sign for about 13 and a half, or they're going to tag him because just like you said, I think DJ is going to get signed within the time frame, and they're going to tag Saquon, and that's why I say that I think he'll be back. And
Okay.
I
It
just
sounded like he didn't want to use the tag, but like you
yeah,
said, it's cool. It's GM speak, so I'll hold judgment on that. But I
I,
don't know if they really wanted to use the tag on
no,
Saquon.
I get it. They don't, but you also have to look at he talks about positional value, but what about value to the organization as a whole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saquon does present in the locker room, number one. On the playing field last year, he showed he can produce. Now, yeah, we
Mhm.
worry about injuries, but that's the sport. That's any player. Let's be real. That's any
Mhm.
player.
Mhm.
Um, they're going to do something with Leonard Williams. You have to do something with Leonard Williams.
Absolutely.
And it makes the most sense to restructure him right there. That's 13 and a half million dollars if you restructure his contract. There's your
Mm,
money if you want to save for Saquon Barkley.
okay.
Now, I mean, I just playing around with numbers, looking at things, looking at what they're trying to do. Do I think they're gonna, do well in the draft? Yes, and I think they're gonna do build well, and they're gonna bring back, him, and he's to me he's key because if you let him go, what do you really have other than DJ on offense? Yes, you're gonna be bringing in some rookie, but that's the thing, you're gonna be bringing in rookies.
Rookies. Yeah. No,
So
I agree with you, Coach. I'm right there with you. You know what I'm saying? I
I get it.
absolutely want them back, and it makes sense to me to bring them back. I'm not NYG. I'm not sitting here saying like, hey, I don't want Saquon Barkley back,
Hmm.
but I can see
Yeah,
how it would make sense for Joe Shane to take the position that he's basically taking and saying, look, dude, this what I'm giving you, and either take it or leave it, or we gonna tag you. I mean, either way, you know what I'm saying.
exactly,
So I could
exactly.
feel like why he's taking that position, man, because you don't
Hmm.
want to overpay. You can't overpay for that position. Certain positions you can overpay for, or teams usually do overpay for, like quarterback, like left tackle, like edge rusher. You know what I'm saying? But running back's not one of them. You know what I'm saying? So
But see, that's the whole
if
thing. Like everyone says, running back, running back, running back. Honestly, Saquon is more than a running back. He's a
to
multi-purpose back.
us,
He's a
you know what
multi-purpose
I'm
back.
saying?
Yes,
To us, he is.
yes, he lines up in the backfield a lot. But don't forget, they also flex him out. They also use him as a decoy from time to time. He had his drops last year, but you still were
Mhm.
throwing him the ball. So
Yeah.
and getting him out in space on a linebacker or a safety, we're taking Saquon Barkley 80, 90% of the times.
Yeah.
So it just makes most sense. Now, I'm not saying sign him for 5 years, but you know what? If you can get him for 3 years with outs after that, it makes a whole lot of sense to me. And it offensively because we were so limited, it just makes a whole lot of sense for him to be back. I mean, as you say, that's my unpopular opinion. So I just
So
85%. I think he's going to be back.
me, I'm gonna go 50-50, man, on this one. And it's just like I said, man, I just think this is one of those tough decisions. Remember when he said there was some tough decisions to be made. You know what I'm saying? I think this is one of them. And some of the guys on defense that we're gonna talk about
Julian
here in a
Love's a
minute.
tough one too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what he was talking about when he said he had to make tough decisions, and just him saying like, "Hey, look, at some point we just gonna get to a point where we just want to draw that line in the sand." And I think at that point, yeah, he could be gone. You know what I'm saying? But if I had to put a number on it, I'm just gonna say 50-50, man, because we don't know. We don't know if the Jones deal gets done on time to tag Saquon Barkley. So that's another thing that we got to think about too. We all think so, and we know Jones is coming back, but you don't know when or how. Meaning, you don't know if he's gonna have to get tagged first and then they work a long-term deal out, or are they gonna be able to work something out here in the next 2 weeks before the league's new year starts? So these are some of the things that we're gonna be watching for and having to pay attention to, man, because it's getting close, man. We in the fourth quarter. Um Max says, I agree, Coach. Barkley ain't no run of the mill back. I'm not saying to overpay, but we got to understand the kind of talent you're dealing with. Yeah, I agree, man. I also agree with what he says here. I hope we can work it out with Barkley, but it is a business. It's business. You know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
that's what I would say too, because you got to understand that they do have other needs.
Yeah. Look at Dallas. All you gotta do is look at
You know
Dallas
what I'm
and see what
saying?
happened to them. Look at Dallas.
Right.
They paid their running back and their quarterback, and it destroyed their cap. And now the running back looks over the hill, who's only a year or two older than Barkley, and their quarterback is regressing. So you got to be careful. As much as you might love these players, you got to think about the future as well as the present. So Barkley might be great now, but Shane is also thinking about what he's going to be like a year, 2 years or so down the line. So that's why he's got to really think about it. That's why the percentage, I can understand why NYG, you said around 50-50. And I'm leaning a little bit more towards your area too. I know, Coach, you're confident, but the only reason why I'm leaning more towards an NYG's direction is because I'm thinking long term. And I'm thinking about the running back position as a long-term investment. That's the only reason why I could think maybe he's going to be here in 2023, but I don't know. Lots going to depend on what happens with Jones. Got to get that long-term deal done with Jones, because if you can't,
he could get tagged and traded. Y'all ever
that's
think
true.
about that?
It's also, you can tag him, and then you still have time to work out a long-term deal after that and pull the tag.
It's true.
That's
So
true.
Good
it's
point.
just so many different parameters around this, but
Hey,
yeah,
Mitch.
I'm
What's good,
confident.
Mitch?
It's the running back position in today's game is not as it was back when I was playing, or even 20 years ago. I get
Mm-hmm.
it, but Barkley is just not that. I mean, it's just something different about him, and then what
It's
he
a
brings.
franchise changer, man. Let's keep it real.
Yes.
He changes the franchise, man. The outlook of this whole franchise, the fan base, the energy, the locker room. You know what I'm saying? What he's able to do on the field, his mentality,
Mhm.
his football
Heart and
mentality, his
soul.
football toughness. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, there's a lot of things going on around the New York Giants. A lot of rumors, man, but Shep was cut. We don't know about OD. These guys are close. They talk, they yibber yabber or whatever, man. So we've mentioned on this program before how a lot of these guys are connected. If Barkley is back, you could see OBJ coming back, or if Daniel Jones is gone, Barkley might be gone. You know what I'm saying? So the Barkley decision could be a big one, man, with the New York Giants as far as signing other free agents as well. So definitely
Yeah.
pay attention to that, because people not gonna want to come to the Giants, man, when they're gonna be the only guy, pretty much, as far as a weapon is concerned. But I want to get into more of this Joe Shane press conference, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. Stop on in, man. Check us out, man. Let me get back to it. All right. Bong, y'all see that?
Yes.
All right, cool. So, we talked about the gap in the Saquon negotiations. He says the two sides have gotten closer since near the end of the season. So, Shane says the team has some initial conversations with Dexter Lawrence's rep about a possible extension. We'd like to have him here for a long time. No surprise there. Despite some looming decisions in regards to free agency, Sean reiterates, we're still going to have to build through the draft. The Giants currently have 9 draft picks in this year's draft. I say they get 2 more. They ain't counting the comp picks. I think that's where the 9 is right now. Happy for Davis Webb, of course. What do you say, Coach?
No, I was just saying, if you get comp picks, you got comp picks. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I thought we had the comp picks already.
We do. We do. They just for some reason didn't count it yet. I don't know why.
Okay. Never mind. It's just me.
They have 11. Yeah, they do have 11. And Shane says when it comes to wide receivers, he said if they could separate, we'll find a way to utilize them in the offense. Brian, he says, well, Brian Dable aren't concerned about size or speed. Basically, if they could separate, we'll find a way to utilize them in this offense. I like that statement right there. And then here's an interesting one. They've had conversations with Nick Gates. The team hopes to bring Nick Gates back for 2023. All right. We'll leave it there for now. I think it's some other stuff here. Oh, yeah. They're not bringing back Feliciano. I hope fucking not.
I think they are. I think they are.
I think that's smoke. Julian Love, that could be smoke too.
You talk to these guys. See, that's the thing. You have to talk to them to, say, and that's all they're doing.
Yeah. You're going to talk.
Gauge. Yeah, so that's all that is.
How much talking you do, that remains to be seen. You know what I'm saying? So, let's start with Dexter Lawrence. No surprise here. We've said that, Jeffy, myself, Coach, we've all said that, Dexter Lawrence would be a priority for the New York Giants once these Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones negotiations are taken care of, because he is the anchor for your defense. You know what I'm saying? He's the guy right now, coming off an all-pro season, anchor in the middle of that defense down, man. Got to lock him up long term. Young, ascending, and is a damn good player, man. And he brings the energy and the toughness, man, that you love to see on the defensive line. So I'm happy to hear that about Dexter Lawrence. But Nick Gates and Julian Love and John Feliciano, I think that's just him being a GM saying, like you said, Coach, we talking to him. We talking to him. I would not get up in arms about this, to be honest with you. And I don't feel like I feel like they could come back, or they could very well be gone. I think Julian Love, I think they have a number with Julian Love as well. I don't think they're going to go over the number they got for Julian Love, similar to what they had with Saquon Barkley. The only difference is they will be probably willing to use the tag on Saquon and not Julian Love. He's not getting tagged.
No.
He's more than likely he's going to hit the free agents, and we'll see. Good player, good safety, a needy team might throw him a bag. So yeah, he could be on his way out. Nick Gates, I could see them bringing him back for as a depth piece if the money's right, and if his legs is right. So that's an interesting one. Feliciano, I think he gets cut. Yeah. So what are y'all thoughts on that, man? What are y'all thoughts on some of these other guys, man, that Joe Shane mentioned, man? And then we'll talk about the wide receivers as well. But start there with Dex and Love and the guys.
Well, I'm going to say, and this is my unpopular opinion, I disagree. I disagree with you guys. I think that he does want to bring some of these guys back. It's just like you said. I think it's just
Which
going to
ones?
depend on the price.
To us. Let's.
I
let's
believe they do want Feliciano back because remember who the offensive line coach is? Bobby Johnson, Buffalo Bills connection. He knows Feliciano, and the dude was playing well in terms of the run game. He was a big part of that run offense. Feliciano, as bad as he was pass protecting, he was very good run blocking.
I give you that. Mm-hmm.
So they want continuity on that offensive line, so they might want to bring Feliciano back. Maybe not necessarily as a starter, but you bring him back as depth on that offensive line. So in case you draft a young center, you have Feliciano there as depth that you could throw in there in case you have injuries. So it does not hurt to bring back him as depth. Same thing with Gates. And I do believe they want Julian Love back because they like Julian Love because of his versatility. I don't think it's just GM talk. I do believe that they want Love back. But like you said, it's a price. And if he's going to make too much on the market, then they're going to say, Julian, good luck on your next team that you go to. But I do believe they do want him back because he is one of those versatile defensive players, and he is a captain. You don't want to let a captain go. So same thing with Feliciano. But
they let Logan Ryan go. He was a captain.
That's a guy who was older though. That's the difference though. Logan Ryan was at the back end of his career, and Julian Love's only 24. He's still not even in his prime yet. So that's a difference between the two of them. He's still going into his prime years. Ryan was done at that point. He was already on the back
Milwaukee
end.
Just went up by 1.
Great.
His team, boy.
Great.
Yeah. But
go ahead, man.
In terms of Dex, they got to lock up Dex. I'm so tired of watching this team have good defensive tackles. They draft all the time. They let these guys go, whether it's Linval Joseph, Jonathan Hankins, Dalvin Tomlinson. It's time to lock up one of these defensive tackles you draft. We are a defensive tackle factory. We always seem to find defensive tackles in the draft that come in and play well, but we always seem to let them go because we can go find another guy. This is different now. Dex has become an all-pro level defensive tackle. He's the best player on this defense. He is the best player on this defense right now. You need to lock up that anchor guy on your defensive line. So to get it done, lock him up to a long-term deal, and then I'm going to talk about Leonard Williams real quickly. I do believe that they're going to try to extend Leonard Williams to lower that cap hit going into the future. Spread. So
what did he say about Leonard Williams? Talk to us about that. What did he say specifically about Leonard Williams?
They want Leonard back because they already talked about the fact that they don't have any depth behind the two of them, but they know how important a player Leonard Williams is, and they're going to probably look to try to spread that cap out, which is going to mean he's not going to take a pay cut. He was joking when he talked about that after the season. He's not taking a big pay cut, nor should he.
Leonard Williams?
At the same time, Leonard Williams, he's not going to take a major pay cut to stay on the team. He was pretty much.
He doesn't have to. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they're going to ask him.
Yeah.
They're going to ask him to take a pay cut, and he's going to obviously say no. But they're going to try to work out an extension with him. Maybe like a 1-2 year extension with him. Spread that cap out over the next couple of years, and then give him an out. God forbid if he gets hurt too much, he doesn't produce, then you have an out with him. You could cut him and save a little bit more cap space. So. They're going to work out an extension. That's what Joe Shane pretty much says. They want to try to work out an extension with both Dex and Leo. And obviously one of the things that caught my eye the most, what he said, we need depth at the defensive tackle position. That's the first thing that caught my eye, what he said. He's like, the depth was not there at the defensive tackle position. So you could tell he's already going to be looking to add depth at that.
Because he know what the Eagles and them got. You know what I'm saying? They see it. They see the gap, as he said, between them and the Eagles, man. And it's on the lines. Joe Shane ain't stupid. It's these Twitter finger dudes, man, that think that we need these quarterbacks and these wide receivers and all these other players, man. We need line play. That's the bottom line right there.
Yeah. By the way, it's
89-85.
Yeah. The third quarter is over, so
start of the fourth. There it is.
Damn it.
So
I thought Giannis wasn't supposed to play tonight.
Nah, he playing.
And he's playing well.
Of course. But yeah, Max says I could actually see somebody overpaying for Love in the open market. I can too. I can see that happening, and I don't think it's gonna be the Giants, man.
No.
But yeah, it starts up front. And see, that's what I'm talking about, Matt. You understand what I'm saying? They gotta get these lines straight, man. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. Philly is not going to have that big of a drop off. They might lose a couple guys, but guess what? They got guys coming behind them. So you got to catch up, man. You got to catch up in your division, man, especially with these lines, man. You know, Washington, man, they building a line down there. You know, they just franchise Deron Payne.
Yeah.
So they know what defensive the people see people paying attention. Pay attention, y'all. They know what these defensive linemen mean and how important they are. You know, smart GMs do. You know, they don't pay $72 million for a washed up wide receiver. You go out and you get line play, you know. But talking about the wide receivers, he did say what? They want guys that can do what? Separate.
Mm-hmm.
And you know why? Because that's how they want to play offense. And that's what their quarterback that they're about to give big money to. Those are the guys he likes to play with. Daniel Jones has success with guys that can run good routes and that know how to get open, you know. So that's what you're gonna see. Now it don't have to be no small guys or big guys, Pauls. It just has to be guys that can run good routes. You have good route runners that are what you say taller guys. You know what I'm saying? Look at my man with the Raiders.
Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams, excellent route runner. You know what I'm saying? But he's a bigger guy. You know what I'm saying?
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson's another one. You know,
Jamar Chase. You can keep going.
Mm-hmm,
Devontae Smith, the dude that we were almost got. He's a terrific route runner.
He's a little bit of a smaller guy, though. I see him in a little bit of a smaller, not small from a short, but just his physique. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He
does create that separation.
He got that OBJ, and that's what you're looking for. The guys that can get that separation, man, and they can get open, man, because Daniel Jones is the type of quarterback he wants to see it open. You know what I'm saying? It helps him make his reads. You know what I'm saying? When you got guys that can't get separation, that's when you're going to get those batted passes and the butterfingers and all that stuff, man, because these guys can't get out their own way, more or less the damn defender's way. You can't get out your own way. You can't even get away from the defenders. So but yeah, coach, man, what's your thoughts? And we're gonna welcome Sonny, man. What's good, man? Appreciate you stopping by, coming to the show, man. He says, honestly, I would trade back and accumulate more draft picks. Good point. Good point. Very good point, man. I'm gonna leave that up there, man, because we could talk about that too. But coach, wrap us up on this Joe Shane conversation, man. What was your thoughts, man, when it comes to some of the other key points that he made in the press? 95-86. They losing, they slipping away. As predicted. I'm sorry.
Leonard Williams, and I quote, this is coming from SB Nation, Big Blue View. He was talking about the depth, yes, but in terms of the defensive line, that's a premium position. Again, talking about allocating resources to a position, that's important. We got to be better next year stopping the run. I think some of that is our depth, where Dexter doesn't have to play the amount of snaps, or Leo doesn't have to be out there as much. That's important. Not only there, but where we have to improve the depth across the board. And then he said Leo is still a good player. It's not a position where we're very deep. We've got some ideas in mind. So basically what that's telling me is Dexter Lawrence ain't going. Leo is not going anywhere. He's going to renegotiate that contract. That's just the bottom line. I see that. It makes sense. As far as the wide receivers, we've always known that. You definitely need receivers that create separation, and there's plenty of receivers in this draft that you can get. I've already done my what you call it. Jeffy has talked about it. You know, there's plenty of receivers that you can get, whether it's a Zay from Boston College or
Zay
down from
Flowers,
yeah, or
yeah,
down from North Carolina. I
Josh
mean,
Downs.
yeah.
Mhm.
So you have wide receivers, even Addison. Addison separates. So
That's
that.
all. That's why. That's my guy, man. I don't think he'll be there at 25,
Mm-mm,
but
mm-mm.
if he's there, I'm running to the podium to take that dude. He is the next Devontae Smith, in my opinion. But go ahead.
Go look at Flowers though. Seriously, break down the film.
Nah, he's good too. Yeah,
Yeah. So
He's
it's a lot
electric.
of good ones, man.
he's
It's a
Even
lot
electric.
of
Yeah.
good
Hyatt's not
receivers.
bad.
Hyatt, yeah.
I'm not
Hyatt
as
is
high on
more
Hyatt either.
vertical.
Yeah, I'm not as
Yeah,
high
Hyatt
on
is more
Hyatt.
vertical. I get it. He has that speed to
yeah.
stretch the field. But if you develop him with that
These
speed, he
guys'
has good.
rotation is horrible. I'm about to get on some. Let me mute my mic. This shit is pathetic.
Hyatt has the ability to develop into that type of a receiver. So again, there's plenty of receivers that you can get that create that. And as far as the safety position, I mean, Brian Branch is not going to be there, but you have Antonio Johnson, Jordan Battle, Sidney Brown, Christopher Smith. My sleeper is J.L. Skinner. Even Brandon Joseph, Jair Brown. Even Ronnie Hickman. You have guys that you can get in the draft and you can get later to fill that position and develop. Don't forget we still have what you call it, who's a rookie last year and he's developing. So
There's
Dane
a guy,
Belton.
coach. Oh man, I was in a Twitter chat, and one of the guys, man, despite what people think, a lot of these guys do have some good
mhm.
information. And there's a guy from he's actually from Hampton. Is Jadakiss Bonds? That's his name. Jadakiss Bonds. You ever heard of this dude?
Mm-mm.
Go look
And
him up.
I was just watching the what you call it too this weekend, the
From Hampton. Yeah.
HBCU bowl, and
hmm
I don't think he was there. Was he there?
Go,
I have
go
to go back
check
and
out
look.
Jadakiss. Let me see if I could pull up
No,
a highlight. YouTube be messing with me though,
no, no,
man. I'll be
no,
trying
no.
to
Hold on, hold on.
do highlights.
Let me. It's not even that. Let me see if I can pull up something else. Because remember, I have the call it.
Yeah. Oh
The
yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Look up
I'm trying to
Jadakiss Bonds.
see if he's on there on the
Matter of
list.
fact, it's only a minute. They might not fuck with me for this. If they do, fuck them. All right, let me share my screen.
Jadakiss Bonds from Hampton.
I'm gonna turn the audio
No,
off so they don't say shit.
no, I don't have him on
All
here.
right, can y'all see this? Y'all see my screen?
It's just a
Yes.
black screen. It's a black
Yeah,
screen.
yeah, it's black. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you see it now?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, so he's a wide receiver. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's a big dude. He's like
Oh.
6'4".
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he's a wide receiver. I'm looking at
Yep.
safeties. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, I thought you were
Nah.
talking about safety. I'm like, this dude's
Yeah.
a
Nah,
huge
he's a wide receiver. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So let me go to the wide receiver. See if I can.
It's like Quentin Johnson. I thought he was
Yeah,
Quentin
he's got some
Johnson.
speed, man. Yeah. This
Yeah.
dude ain't bad, yo. I mean, there's just a couple highlights here, but look, good separation, good speed, quickness.
Mhm.
He's got the same build as Quentin Johnson does. Big frame, speed, good,
Mhm.
decent route runner. Gets open with separation. Can go down the field. I mean, it is D1 football.
I mean,
so,
yeah.
like,
I mean, but we just protected
CAA,
right
do
now.
not sleep on CAA talent. CAA
Mhm.
talent at that level is very good. I'm telling you, it's very good. So yeah, you can't sleep on him. So so I mean, okay, he looks good. He's still a developmental piece.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. That's somebody you would take in the later rounds.
Mhm.
Maybe have him start out on special teams for the first year and developed him, to maybe he could be your third or fourth guy. You know what I'm saying? Coming off the bench, something like that. That's what I wanted. Those are the type of moves that I think you got to look out for Joe Shane and Brian Dable. You look for these underrated guys, and this is what I want the Giants to do. I want the Giants to be able to find these gems in the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh rounds, because you know what that does? That builds depth
Yes,
on your
exactly.
team. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we need. We have the depth guys starting for us. That's the Giants' problem. We have good depth pieces, but that's what they are. We need starters. So as we start to bring in starters and guys start to develop into starters, you still want to keep replenishing your roster with some of these back end guys, like Coach said, from CAA or Division 2 schools or whatever. But what's your thoughts on all that, Coach? Man, about the we talked about the wide receivers, man, but what you think about and go look up Jada Kiss Bonds, um,
Mhm.
Hampton kid, man. So, but that's what I'm looking for, man. That's definitely what I'm looking for. From the wide receiver standpoint, man. Get a guy and then get one of these later round guys. We talked about A.T. Perry. I think he's rising up draft boards, though. He may go in the third or fourth round right now. But he's another guy. Like you said, a bigger guy, more of a possession receiver. You know what I'm saying? But we said they like route runners, so we'll see if they can get some route runners, man. But that being said, man, want to give a quick shout out to the sponsors of the show, Shadow Wars Radio, that feel good music, man. That get you right, man. Shadow Wars Radio, man. Let me plug in the commercial, man. We can take a break, man, because I'm about to talk
Mhm.
about this fucking bum ass Nets team, man. But let me take a break, calm down for a little bit, man, and play this commercial real quick. If I can get the right one. It's this one. Go Travels will help you get out and experience new adventures anywhere. No. Shadow Worlds Radio, the feel good experience that connects the community and reflects life. With Shadow Worlds, you're able to listen to great music. Find us out in the community. Can't hear it. All right, I'm gonna play the other commercial.
Having credit issues? Tired of getting denied for a car, a loan, or a house? Let Wise Consulting Solutions help you improve your scores and get you back on track. Sign up and schedule a free consultation and credit analysis today.
All right. Thank you for Wise Consulting Solutions. Looking to get your credit right, man. Please go check out Wise Consulting Solutions. Also, check out, like I said before, Shadow World Radio. I was trying to play the commercial, but technical difficulties. But go check out my man DJ Nas, man, at Shadow Worlds Radio, man. We do air on Shadow Worlds
Mhm.
every Saturday morning. So you can check out the recap of this very, very well show, man. But he does much more than that, man. Much more than a radio show, a media outlet, man. In the community, man, doing great things in the black community, man. So please go check out my man DJ Nas, Shadow Worlds Radio. Good show, man. And check out Go Travels, man. I think I do got that commercial. You only live once. All right, man. We done paid the bills, so let's get back into it, man. Let's get back into it. So the New York Knicks, man. New York Knicks, man, are red hot, man. And coming off a big win against the Celtics, and Knicks and Nets, man, tomorrow, man. So, but seems like two teams going in opposite directions right now. Right now, scoring Milwaukee 102, Brooklyn 90. So it looks like another L for the Nets. That'll be 3 in a row. Meanwhile, team across the street, across the bridge, is got 6 games in a row. Just beat down the Boston Celtics. I will applaud for any time somebody can take care of the Celtics like that, man. But Knicks are red hot, man. Jalen Brunson, man. What can you say about this guy, man? Jalen Brunson is, you guys got a good one right there, man. Jalen Brunson, man, he's that dude. He has that dog in him, as they say. He gets it done, man. Crunch time, man. He handles, man. I seen him with the in and out, the hezzies, the pump fakes, man. Like dude got the basketball like a yo-yo, man, on a string, man. Good stuff, man. Julius Randle. All you Knicks fans, where's Nimar at? And these other Knicks fans, Almighty Finesse. All you Knicks fans, you wanted Julius Randle up out the door, man. This dude is doing, all he's doing is basically carrying the Knicks on him and Brunson on their backs. Basically. Dude killing it. Oh, yeah. Oh, Tom Thibodeau, wanted him fired. Got them 6 in a row right now in 5th place. You know what I'm saying? Looking to catch the Cavs for 4th. So the banner's up here. Knicks, top 4. The Nets out of the playoffs. Now, when it comes to Brooklyn right now, they're down.
It's 110-95. Milwaukee just called a timeout.
110-95.
Yeah.
So looks like another L, like I said, and this team's in a bit of a free fall right now. So they got, I think they're 3 up on the Heat right now. And there'll be a full game behind the Knicks pending what happens tomorrow. So, question to the chat, question to the panel. Knicks top 4, Nets miss the playoffs. What's more likely to happen?
I think, honestly, the more likely thing to happen is the Knicks get the top 4. I still think the Nets will find a way to make the playoffs. I don't think they're going to miss it completely. I mean, they're going to be in the play-in game at least.
To the, let me recap this.
Oh, I know. Situation. Yeah, it was brutal.
They got, absolutely mollywopped.
Yeah.
By the Chicago Bulls. And remember what we said when we was on this program last week. We said they had to take care of those 2 games against the Bulls and the Hawks. We knew this one was going to be an L. They hung in there for a little bit, but they're going back to what they are, which is not a team that's together right now. They're not in sync. They got a bunch of new players, and they don't know the rotations quite yet. They don't know each other is on the court, and that's a problem. Basketball, like most other sports, but basketball, you really got to have chemistry with your teammates. You know what I'm saying? Because I cannot see you and still know where you are just based on how I play with you. You see what I'm saying? So you really got to have that chemistry. You know, alley-oops, that's a high chemistry play. You see, we seen this all night with Giannis. Why? Because they got chemistry. You know what I'm saying? You can throw an alley-oop when you know how exactly where to throw it.
YG, I mean to interrupt you real quickly, but they threw in the towel. They put in all their backups now. Drew Smith's in, David Duke, Sharp. So they know they lost this game. They just threw in the towel tonight.
Yeah, they're getting ready for the Knicks tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? As they should. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, this was going to be an L regardless. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I seen Giannis out there, I was like, man, it ain't going to work out.
Yeah,
you know
Cam
what I'm saying?
Thomas
because
the
one thing they can't do, like we've been saying, is close games. When you can't close games because you don't have a closer, it's not Dinwiddie, it's not Dorian Finney-Smith, it's not Cam Johnson or Cam Thomas. You know what I'm saying? They don't have it's not Bridges, it's not Claxton. They don't have a closer. You know what I'm saying? Look at Ben Simmons on the fucking bench, man. This is what I'm talking about, man. So again, more likely, Jeff, you say the Knicks get to top 4. What
Yeah.
you say, Coach? Knicks get to top 4 or Nets miss the playoffs?
Knicks ain't getting no top 4, and the Nets are definitely in the playoffs. I don't have a fear about that. They're at least in the play in. They're right there with the Knicks and the Heat for that battling for that 5 through 7 spot. Um, like tomorrow. I mean, right now you guys are up 2-1, and you can tell me, oh well, we had KD and Kyrie and all this and that. It's a different breed when you get Knicks Nets. It's just a different breed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I am going to say I have been so wrong. I have egg all over my body, not my face, my body, in my criticism of Thibodeau and this Knicks organization about Julius Randle. RJ still leaving me to, but I've been wrong. But still, tomorrow, okay, we'll see what happens. Best case scenario, we win and it's a 2-2 in terms of the season series. Does not mean the Nets are out of it. I still think that Nets are in it. You
So
said
y'all
it
something,
earlier.
man.
You said it
Take a look
earlier.
at these standings, man.
You said
So
it earlier. They have a whole bunch of new pieces, and that's just what it boils down to: getting the new pieces to work together. There is too much talent on that team.
this is 27 right here. This 6 is a 7 now because they're gonna take this
Okay.
L.
Okay.
That means you're 2 up against the Miami Heat now. Just 2 games.
The Heat
We're
have
in the
not
loss
impressed me.
column.
The Heat have not impressed me, man.
You know what I'm saying?
And we
You
beat them
just got
twice.
you just lost to the Hawks. You know what I'm saying? Now you got up on the Bulls, Wizards, and Raptors. I give you that. But it's dicey.
Yeah, it's
It's
dicey, but
dicey now.
I still think the Nets are making the playoffs, bro. Now,
Okay. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you this damn team schedule so y'all don't think I'm tripping. This right here is probably a L. I don't know. We can say what we want to say, but the Knicks are playing really well right now.
mhm,
Really well. And they're in sync. This team is out of sync. That's a
okay.
L. The Celtics, Hornets, and the Rockets. I be damned. If you can't beat them, you don't belong
Yeah.
in the playoffs.
Now that's a
Yeah.
different story. You
Straight
that's
up.
fair. That's fair. That's
And
fair.
then you talking about Milwaukee, Minnesota, Denver, 3 more L's. So that's what I'm saying, yo. It's not as
I
clear
still
cut
think
as you
y'all can.
guys want to think.
It's
And you
not
got
saying
Denver
that.
again, and the
I,
Cavs,
you're
and
talking
the
about the
Cavs, and the
Timberwolves. You
Heat.
said the Timberwolves are L. I don't believe that. I don't.
You
I mean,
know,
what's to say that the Timberwolves are that much better than the Nets?
well,
The Western
better
Conference
record.
is bunched up.
Well,
The
no.
Western Conference is bunched
They're
up
they're
from 4 to
they're
15.
They're
okay.
not.
I'm saying though,
Exactly. So what
it's
I'm getting at,
dicey.
you can't say that's an L until they
Nah,
play the
yeah, you
game.
can't say anything's a L. I give you that, man.
But
My confidence is
I get
waning
it. I
right
get
now.
it. I get it. I get it.
This team looks bad. They look
You're
like a
where I
bad
was.
team.
You're where I was early in the season. I get it. I respect that. But I'm
You know,
looking objectively outside. There's talent there on this squad.
yeah, they got talent, but
They
that don't mean
just.
jack shit if you can't win games.
I'm okay. But basically, what you're saying is you're expecting them to go down the toilet, and literally, you're saying that they're going to be out of the playoffs then. And then even
Not
worse,
the play in. I'm talking about the playoffs, the overall playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I think they
and
get into the play in, but they could be one and done in the play in. That's what I'm talking about. You got to win the play in to get into the playoffs.
yes, I get it. But right now,
I
I
don't
think
think they're a playoff team.
I disagree. I think
I
they
don't think
are.
they're a playoff team. If they could get to the the
Look at we're looking
7th
at for
or the
this.
8th spot, and then you got to play Milwaukee or Atlanta in a 1 game.
No, it's not. You don't play Milwaukee in a one game. If you're at
I
if
mean, not
you
Milwaukee. I'm sorry, Atlanta or Miami. It will be one of these teams. The Raptors, they beat the Raptors like 2 or 3 times already. I think they got the edge over them
Yeah,
in
so
Washington.
if they're at 7,
So
if they're at
it's really
7,
these two teams is the ones that I'm really concerned about.
but
The Heat and the Hawks.
if they're at 7, they end up playing who? Number 10, right?
7 play 10.
That's Washington or Toronto.
Exactly.
And
So
then then 8 will play 9.
9, and that's why I'm saying, like, if you really
I
look
still
at
don't
it,
like it.
no, I get what you're saying. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. It's just like when I Mitch is asking for the link. When I sit and I look at that, you know, and the Vance said it. The Knicks have a brutal schedule too, bro. I mean, we go out west. We go out west, so it's like you can't.
There you go,
That's
Mitch.
why I'm saying.
They're
That's
playing.
why I'm saying we're all jumbled together. We have tough schedules. I can see the Heat get on. The Heat can get on a run and probably get up to 5. The Cavaliers have something the Knicks don't. They have a superstar in Donovan Mitchell. And Stephen A. said it best. He said, all right, it's good. But if they end up playing the Cavaliers and they lose because of Donovan Mitchell, it's going to be holy hell to pay, which is true. So it's like, the Knicks, they're good. They're starting to gel. They're playing good defense. They're sharing the ball. They're moving. Julius Randle is playing phenomenally. Jalen Brunson. But R.J. Barrett is the enigma. He should not be playing the way he's playing. And he's the reason why Hart is good, but Hart is best coming off the bench. And if he ends up having to start, like right now, he's closing the games. You need Julius to be closing those games. And I'm cool. I'm happy. They're winning. I'm liking what I'm seeing, but I'm not going crazy like a lot of all these other Knicks fans and we're going to the NBA finals and all this other stuff. Nah, man, kill me with that. We might not make it out of the first round. We just not.
I've been telling you all year that your team is better than you think. And I said this from the beginning of the season. This is a good team.
Yeah.
And RJ Barrett is a issue right now, but you got so much around him. This team is so deep. Pause. You got Quickly, Hart, Grimes, Robinson back, Hartenstein, Sims. You know what I'm saying? They're up and down the lineup, man. They got guys coming from all over the place.
And yes, and you can match up with teams. You can go big, you can go small.
That's why they're giving the Celtics problems. They gave the Celtics fits with Robinson in there. You said you wanted him gone.
Robinson's really good.
He's a good ass.
Robinson's a difference maker.
Robinson, the issue with Robinson though is he's consistently hurt, and he's going for games. Yeah. So that's my issue. Okay, he's big, and that's what they say about a lot of big guys, especially with their feet.
Yeah. Joel Embiid, Mitch is on the panel. He stays hurt a lot. He's a big guy.
Yes. So
that's what they do.
God, you had to bring that
up. You trade off that size pause for the talent. So you're gonna have to live with the injuries, and just to get it's a Porzingis is another one.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why people are nervous on Wembanyama.
Yeah, that guy. Mm-hmm.
I love him.
By the way, the Hawks, the Wizards just got a big win tonight against the Hawks. They beat them by 3, and the Raptors beat the Bulls. So don't forget about the Wizards. They got talent. That Wizards team's talented.
And what does that do? That drops us down.
You know the Raptors got Will Barton today. The Raptors got Will Barton today.
That was a smart depth piece for the Raptors. That's a big move for them. And the Raptors, that one team that scares me that can make a move in the East because they got talent when they're healthy.
And I will say this about the Knicks. Okay, you put a superstar on that team, then we could talk about top 4 in the East. Legitimately,
I don't think they need a superstar. They need what they need is they need to get something out of RJ Barrett. If you can get something which you paid for out of RJ Barrett or close to it, that team can contend in the East.
Yep. Now, Coach, who's your closer? Who's the guy you give it to at the end of the game? It's like, go get me a bucket.
Brunson.
Brunson. It's
It
got
has
Okay.
to be Brunson because Brunson has the ball. He's the facilitator. He can penetrate and kick to whoever. He's going to draw. He's going to draw the defense into the lane. So yes, and he can stop, spin, turn around. He has good footwork, and he still can hit those good
Of
floaters,
course.
even for
Yeah.
someone 6 feet. So and it just opens it up for a lot of other guys. And now if you put Hart on the wing, Grimes on the wing, quickly on the wing, they can hit those three. Even Julius Randle. So yes, to close it out, he's the one I'm going to.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Julius because you can force turnovers from
Mhm.
Julius. And
Yeah,
what if
what
Chicago?
Levan says right here, man. The Mitchell Robinson, man.
Yeah, yeah. Defensively, yes, he does a lot, and he helps. With the pick and roll. I give it to him. Yes, he does. He does a lot there. So, but in terms of closing it, like I just said, Julius. What did Chicago? I mean, what did the Boston do yesterday? They were blitzing him, and he was having a hard time with it. They were double teaming him, and sometimes he was turning it over, and that's my concern with him. He's not. He is for some reason he doesn't. He doesn't know. He doesn't even set up the double team so that way he can get the ball to the open man. It's like he's trying to force it to be the superstar instead of just be smart.
Yeah, yeah. What's your
Now,
thoughts though on like the whole thing because see with Randall and Brunson, right? But
Hmm.
how does Josh Hart and quickly fit into the mix? You know what I'm saying? Like or are these some of the guys that you will be playing down the stretch and maybe take Mitch off the court?
No, you leave Hart and you take off RJ.
See, that's what I'm saying. What
But
you
that's
said
what
right
they've
there.
been doing. They've
That's
been
the pro
doing it.
but that's
Yeah,
the
that's the
problem.
problem. Yes, I agree
See what
with
I'm
you.
saying? You can't if you paying a guy that much money to have him on the bench
Exactly,
in
and
the
that's
fourth quarter.
and that goes back to where I have egg all over my body because I didn't want to trade RJ for Mitchell, where we could have Donovan Mitchell right now over RJ, and
Absolutely.
can
that's
you
where
imagine that? Oh my God.
yes.
Mm,
So it's just, but I think the problem is if we had Donovan Mitchell, we probably wouldn't have ended up with Josh Hart. Josh
that's
Hart
true.
just for some reason has turned this whole thing around for this team because he fits. He's gritty. He's hardworking. He's defensive. He can hit you.
He
He can
fits
get
what
you those
Tom
open
Thibodeau looks
shots.
for in a player.
Exactly. So
Mhm.
it's and that's where RJ doesn't. Unfortunately, RJ
Yeah.
just he's trying so hard to be that superstar instead of just play basketball, bro. You've been playing all your
What did
life.
y'all do against Philadelphia while I got Mitch here? What is the record with the Knicks versus the Philadelphia 76ers?
I don't know, Mitch. You have to tell
We're
me that.
2-2, I think. I think we're 2-2.
1-2 lost two.
Yep.
So that'll come down to conference record.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You
And
don't
we
have
just
confidence,
lost
coach?
2 heartbreaking games. We just had 2 heartbreaking losses.
Yeah, I seen
To
against. I
the
know y'all
Heat
lost to
and
the Heat, and
Celtics.
y'all got to play the Heat again.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then we
Yeah.
play the Mavs on Thursday. Saturday we play the Bucks.
Hmm.
This schedule is tough for us.
And Middleton's starting to roll back into his role. I mean, he played pretty well tonight for the Bucks. If he gets going again, that Bucks team is going to be really hard to beat. If
The
Middleton
Bucks
could
are
be
number
Middleton.
1 right now in the East.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
they don't
that's
look
the
like
key.
they
If
slowing
Middleton can
down.
turn back
You
into
know what I
Middleton.
mean?
No. Tell you,
Mm.
Middleton is the key to that team. If that dude turns into the Middleton we know how good he can be, that Bucks team automatically becomes a lot tougher to beat because Lopez is
Yeah.
arguably a defensive player of the year too. Holiday is a hell of a point guard. Allen's that sharp-shooting three-point shooter. They got Crowder now on the bench. Middleton is a terrific player. Don't underestimate how good Middleton is. And we know Giannis what he can do on the court. I mean, Middleton did it to us in the playoffs. The dude is to say it nicely, he's a killer on the court. He knows how to get it done. And Giannis, well, Giannis is awesome. You can't doubt that dude. So, I mean, that
In
Bucks
my
team is
opinion,
starting to round into
Giannis is the
form.
best player in the league. My
Yeah,
opinion.
Giannis. People disrespect Giannis. You can't disrespect that dude.
I don't know
mean,
why.
He got
What
it
is the
done. He
disrespect
got it
Because
done.
he's
You know
not.
what he
He's
said to
not.
Kevin Durant? Did you
Oh,
hear?
because he don't bounce around teams and shit.
Yeah,
That's
he
why.
was like, "Come work out with
Respect
me,
the
and I'll
hell
show
out
you
of
how
that
to
dude.
carry a team."
You know what I'm saying?
And that dude won a championship.
It's like the
Respect
big
him.
guys, man. You know what I'm saying? That's in the league right now. They've been on their teams. Look at Giannis. Look at even your boy Embiid. Look at
He might leave in a
the
couple years.
Joker
I can
over
see it.
there in Denver. You know
Jalen
what I'm
Brown, Jason Tatum, Marcus
saying?
Smart.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. It's this, and people get on us when we talk shit about Kevin Durant, man. But it's sucker move. It's a sucker move. You don't have to do that. You can build with your team, and the
Yeah.
best teams right now have homegrown talent.
Yup.
Mhm.
You know
By the way,
what I'm
how's
saying?
it looking
So,
for Dallas right now? Dallas ain't looking so good because of Kyrie. Him and
we
Luka aren't
knew
meshing.
that. We
We
knew
knew
that
it was
shit
gonna
wasn't
happen.
gonna work.
Yeah, that was a
That shit
stupid
wasn't gonna
trade
work.
by Dallas.
Mm-hmm. And
Just
Phoenix
detonated
still
it
waiting
all.
for
Luka wanted him.
KD to
That's
get
the
on the
thing.
court.
Luka wanted him.
Yeah,
Good for
he wanted
Luka.
him now. He wanted him
Yeah,
now. He's
right.
not gonna want him at the end of the season.
He
When
be ready to
Kyrie starts
trade him.
detonating that team within,
Right, man.
give it time.
Fraudulent
It is. It's a sucker
stuff,
move.
man. Sucker move, like I said,
Yeah.
man. But what's your thoughts on this, Mitch, man? I got the
What?
question up here. Top 4 or Nets miss playoffs. What is more likely to happen if you had to say? And thank you for
Let me
joining the
look
show.
at the standings on my phone here. So you're right there with the Cavs. So you're right freaking there. I think they're in the playoffs. I really think Knicks are going to be in the playoffs. That's a 5th seed. I think they're going to stay right there against the Cavs in the playoffs. The only team I could see jump that can move up, actually 2. The Heat and the Raptors. Those are the only 2 teams right now I can see make a jump. The Heat with the addition of Kevin Love. Because Kevin Love against us, he's grabbing every single rebound. He was getting the shots that he needed to. I'm telling you, that guy's a difference maker for the Heat. But for the Knicks, I got you guys in the playoffs.
What about the
What you
Nets?
think? What you
The
think
Nets
is more
are-
likely though? Do you think it's more likely that the Knicks get to top 4? Because I think they have a chance.
They
Right
do
here.
have a chance.
With
You
the
guys
with the
really do have
right
a
there
chance.
at the
Yeah.
Or do you think it's possible that the Nets miss the playoffs altogether?
Oh, I think the Nets can make it. I really
Mhm.
think they can make the playoffs right now as a 6th seed or as a play-in. I think they'll still make the playoffs. If they're in the play-in, it's going to be tough for you guys because, you could be Washington, and then you will play either the Hawks or the Raptors.
Can we beat Washington?
If
Yeah.
it depends. If they're at 7, they play number 10, and then
Yeah,
when
that's the Wizards. Wizards
and
are
that's
10.
my point. That's my point. And
Yeah, so
right
if you
now
win
I
that,
don't
you're
know.
in. So,
you're in. So if you're 8, yeah, you're playing whoever's there, and that would be probably Washington or no,
the Hawks or the
Toronto
Raptors.
or yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not worried about the Heat as much. I'm more
Mm-mm.
worried about the Hawks because the Hawks have that one thing that worry me. They are a damn good shooting team with Trae Young and Dejounte Murray. And why did we lose to them? They're shooting. The Bulls got guys that can score too. If we're going against guys that are elite
And
scorers,
they
those
They
2
got a
guys
great
on the
head coach.
outside. Yeah, and the Hawks, maybe this coach that they got in, and when they fire McMillan, is going to jumpstart that team. So I'm more worried about the Hawks and the Raptors than I am worried about the Heat. I don't know what it is about the Heat, but it's just something's not completely right with that team because they should be a lot better than they are right now.
They should be, but I'm just saying with Kevin Love and Jimmy Butler, when it comes to clutch time, believe me, he can get the job done and he can carry the team. We've seen it happen before.
Yeah,
So-
but there's eventually going to come that time where Father Time's going to catch up to the both of them, and Love's not the same Love he was before, and same thing with Butler. So I don't know. I'm just not as high on the Heat as some of these other teams. I just look at the shooting, and the Raptors are the one team that scares me the most because they're healthy now. They got Pirtle, and they also got Barton. That's a depth move for them. The Raptors are a team you got to look out for in the Eastern Conference that's going to start rising up in the rankings as they go. And, now they got a little bit more depth. So that's the one team I look out for. I'm going to say it. I think the Knicks could pass the Cavs. I like the Cavs a lot, but there's something about this Knicks team, the way they're put together now, the Josh Hart move, I think was a big move for them. Like you said, Coach, he just fits what Thibodeau was looking for in players. Mitchell Robinson coming back is a monster return for that team defensively. I mean, Brunson, who's to say? I mean, this is my unpopular opinion. Who's to say Brunson can't develop into a superstar player? He's not that old. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. Maybe he comes to New York and it just all clicks for this dude. And
I think he could be a good two. I think he could be a good like number two.
Yeah.
I just see him as a three.
I don't see him as the main guy on the team. I think he's right. I think he's in a perfect role because he can feed off of Julius Randle.
Yeah,
Julius Randle is a star, man.
Yeah, Randle's a good player.
We don't want to talk about it, man, but let's talk about it. Julius Randle is a star, not a superstar, but he's a star. And Jalen Brunson is a star. So having two stars could possibly oversee a team just having one superstar. You see what I'm saying? So it's something to be said about having just a solid group of basketball players on your team.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the Cavs schedule right now. Tomorrow they play the Celtics, then the Pistons, then the Celtics again, then the Heat twice, then the Hornets twice. This is the Cavs, yes. Okay. Then the Sixers, then the Wizards, then the Nets twice, then the Rockets, then the Hawks, then the Knicks, then the Pacers, then the Magic twice, and Charlotte. They're going to easy schedule.
Now, the beginning, it's a little brutal, but towards the end, like at the end stretch, towards the end of the season, it gets a little easier. But
they got a pretty easy schedule.
Let me tell y'all something, man. Look at this, man. So the Brooklyn Nets tonight shot 43%. They gave up 49% shooting to the Milwaukee Bucks.
The defense is horrible.
Again, they were out rebounded 55-38. Okay? Yeah. So let's hold up. Let's go back. Let's go back again. They gave up 50% shooting to the Hawks. They were out rebounded 46-37.
Yep.
And to the Bulls, they gave up a whopping 56% shooting, while only shooting 37% themselves, and out rebounded 57-31.
Wow.
You're not going to win basketball games when you're playing like that. This is why I'm saying my faith is waning in this team.
Yeah.
They're just not a good team right now.
NYG, the reason why
you're constantly out rebounding, and look, they were getting dominated on the boards when Kevin Durant and them were here. So you're constantly getting out rebounded. Now, to compound the problem, you can't shoot because your scorers or your shooters, they ain't out there. So you can't shoot and you can't defend or rebound.
They haven't rebounded all season. Yeah.
How were the only guy when what was overseeing the rebounding problem was the fact that KD was putting up 30 and 40 a game.
Oh yeah.
On most nights. You know what I'm saying? And when he wasn't out there, they had Kyrie. And then when Kyrie wasn't out there, you know, they got by on a couple games, but for the most part, they've been bad.
Yeah, the only guy that rebounds on this team consistently is Nicholas Claxton. And when Claxton is not rebounding, this team has got nobody else. I mean, like I said, you're counting on guys like Day'Ron Sharpe, who is a 21-year-old dude.
Appreciate you coming by, man.
He's a 21-year-old
more than welcome
second-round
to
pick.
Hit the link if you want to, Luca. We are talking about the Knicks and the Nets right now. We'll probably
that's the problem. This team doesn't. The team is so unbalanced. That's the biggest problem with the Nets. They are an unbalanced basketball team.
Appreciate you popping in, showing support.
They're too full of wings. They have too many wings on the outside. They have no low post guys. This is the thing. When Nicholas Claxton is not rebounding the basketball, they have nobody in the low post that can rebound. When Claxton's not having a game, nobody. Day'Ron Sharpe ain't it. I like him, but he's not it. Royce O'Neal, He's a 3-and-D guy, but he's not a rebounder. Yuta Watanabe is not playing, and he was more of a shooter than anything. He's not a rebounder. Same thing with like Dorian Finney-Smith. I like Finney-Smith, I do. But he's not that type of player that you're going to count on to be able to box out and get rebounds. That's the problem.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't like that dude for real. I'm not a fan. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan. I'm watching film. I'm watching game tape. It isn't offer a whole lot to me. I'd rather have Royce O'Neal out there, to be honest. And he ain't all that either.
Wait, Royce O'Neal instead of who?
Finney-Smith.
Oh, I would take Royce O'Neal over Finney-Smith.
Because Royce can hit an open 3 though.
Yeah.
These dudes, they can't hit open jumpers, man.
Bridges can hit shots. I will say Bridges can hit shots because he's been shooting consistently lately. Bridges is the one guy. When Bridges has got that ball in his hands, I have confidence that Mikal Bridges can make the shot. Cam Johnson, to a good degree, I do as well.
What?
And same thing.
Well, what's good? Nice. I appreciate you coming by. I don't know if I've seen you in the chat.
No, that's not going to happen.
No, the Nets turned down 4 first-round
picks. Hit that like
bro.
button and hit that subscribe button, man. For me and the fellas up here, man, we appreciate it. You know, it's free support. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate your support. Now, Bridges, the Nets can't let him go. He's all they got. He's all they got.
No, I wouldn't say he's all they got. I disagree with that. He's not all they got. I mean, he's a big part of the future. Let me put it like that. You know,
him and Nick.
And Cam and
Isn't he under contract? Isn't he under contract?
Yeah, he's under a really good.
So.
He's under a great
Cam
team-friendly
Johnson
deal.
Is a free agent though. So
he's a restricted free agent.
Yeah, if you said Cam Johnson, nice. If you was to say Cam Johnson could possibly be a Knick, I won't argue with that because he's a free agent. But that dude's nice. I like the Cam Johnson. I'm a fan. That dude's nice. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that.
Yeah, Bridges is not a free agent.
Hey man, what's up,
Bridges
man?
is not a free agent until 2026.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's everybody doing? Salute to everybody on the panel and salute to everybody in the chat. Hey, I'm telling you right now. Yeah, for sure, brother.
I hate
I'm telling you right now. New York Knicks is going to get Mikal Bridges this summer.
You think so?
Oh yeah. Yeah. We go.
I don't see it.
I know why.
The Villanova club has been.
Oh, they want that Villanova connection. That's why they want the Villanova.
It's the Nova connection and Leon Rose being family, with everybody.
All right. I get all that. I get the fan talk. Explain to me how, if he's under contract, how do the Knicks get him?
All right. Anybody could be under contract. We have seen it pretty much every single time. If something works out even more than another player, regardless of him being in under contract, if there's other team offering more, they're going to do what they have to do. It's just a matter of time. Nobody ever said it's going to be a one pro.
The Nets will have to trade him though to the Knicks, and that ain't gonna happen.
No. I'm not talking about just a one-on-one swap. I'm talking about.
Are you talking about a 3-team?
Exactly,
a 3-team.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
So it's like it's like keeping everybody happy.
See it happening.
I'm just saying because
because Brunson in that deal.
The Nets turned down 4 first-round picks. 4.
That's true.
When they were offered for Mikal Bridges, and they turned it down. They are not trading this dude. They think he's going to develop into a good 2-way player. So I don't see.
What you guys got back for Kevin Durant again?
Mikal Bridges, which is why we ain't get rid of him.
You got Bridges, Cam.
We got Bridges, Cam Johnson, and a bunch of picks. Yeah.
All right. So I assume everybody over here is a Net fan, right?
No.
Nah, Coach is a Knicks fan. I'm a Nets fan. Jeffy's a Nets fan, and Mitch, my man down here, on the bottom next to you, is a Sixers fan.
Got you. So we got.
But I try to be level-headed as I can when it comes to the Knicks and Nets. Yeah. So I let you.
But when it comes to the Sixers, okay.
Nah, fuck the Philly Sixers, man. You know I don't like Philly. I don't like nothing that come out of Philly. I don't like their cheese sticks, they dirty birds, pigeons, none of it.
Bridges? Nobody.
None of it. I don't like none of it. Nah, I don't hate on the Sixers too much, but still don't like them. They're division rivals, so fuck
For
them.
me,
Nah.
it's the Celtics and the Knicks. Knicks
Yeah,
because
Knicks fans are starting to get on my nerves now.
I
The
don't.
Knicks
I don't.
fans
I,
are starting to get on my nerves.
They could have
Because
their fun,
because
man.
they're
They
more
could have
worried
their
about
fun.
the Nets. They're more worried about the Nets and
They
them
don't like the
failing
Nets, and
than the
I don't
Knicks.
understand the hate. That's like the Giants fans not liking the Jets. It's like, what reason do you have to hate them? They haven't done
Yeah.
anything. You know what I'm
It's the
saying?
Kevin
So
Durant stuff. That's
I don't
why.
see
Because the
the
Nets fans talked.
yeah,
hate.
but
You know what I'm saying?
but at the same time, you can't generalize them all,
That's
because
true.
even though I'm not a Nets fan, that doesn't mean I'm gonna be pooping on you guys because of everything that is happening with you guys. So are you including me with them? That's unreasonable. I would never do that on you guys, even though you guys had KD and Kyrie. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, and it's one of those. Like, hey, we like as much as that a Knicks fan will say, "Oh, I don't want to see Nets doing good." That's BS, because at the end of the day, you guys are like our little brothers. You guys
Yeah,
went to Brooklyn. Mhm.
Lucas says, my man Lucas says, man, shout out to Luca, man. Him and his brother Alex, Big Blue in the Bronx, man. They do a podcast, man. Excellent show, man. Says Jeffy, that's false. Most Knicks fans have moved on. We're focused on a 6-game streak.
I disagree.
Going
There
for a
are some
7
Knicks
streak.
fans.
A
There
lot
are
of
Knicks
them
some Knicks
do. A
fans.
lot of them hate. They do.
There's a lot of
all,
Knicks fans
but
that
some.
still
not
I
all.
want to
say
see the
some.
Nets suffer.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but there are some Knicks fans that get joy
Of
out of the
course,
Nets
it's going to
failing.
be some.
Yeah,
There are
but
going to be some, but the percentages say if you were to take the whole Knicks fan base, of that whole Knicks fan base, how much do you think is reveling in the Nets and what's going on?
Because you guys are enjoying that winning
No,
streak
no,
right
no,
now.
no,
You
no,
guys are
No,
still
no.
he's
winning.
I'm
saying
asking you. I'm
percentage.
asking you what percentage. What percentage do you think?
It depends, because a lot of them really were, because they were tired of the Nets fans going out there talking trash. I don't know what Nets fans
I'd
should
say
be
like
talking
20,
trash.
20.
Oh, bro,
But
stop it, stop it, stop it. The Nets run the city. Come on, bro. Come
whoa, whoa,
on,
whoa,
man.
whoa,
Come
whoa,
on.
Are we
whoa,
doing
whoa,
this
whoa,
again?
whoa,
Not
whoa,
you.
whoa,
Not
whoa.
you.
I'm
Not
stopping
you.
that right there. I'm stopping that right now. The fake Nets fans, the Nets fans that jumped on the bandwagon when Durant and Irving and Harden came in. That's the Nets fans that said we run the city.
Mhm.
I never said out of my mouth, and the real Nets fans
Breezy.
never said
Where is
we
Breezy at?
never
Where
ran the
is
city.
Breezy at? Where
I
is
wanted
Breezy at?
titles.
Where is yes? I'm not talking about you, Jeff, but where is Breezy at? Come on, man.
And I slammed the Nets more than any Nets fan does.
But-
I've been getting on this team all the time because of the drama that went on with the court, and I am
Me
very hard on
too.
the
Same with
Nets.
me.
I
Yeah,
get on
but-
the Nets big time because it's just about too much drama on and off the court, and what happened with Durant and Irving crippled this basketball team, and now the Nets are trying to pick up the pieces, and it's blatantly obvious why they're struggling right now. They're a team that's
Mhm.
trying to build chemistry at the
Yeah.
wrong time. Like last year when Durant and Irving were out for most of the season, and they just came back towards the stretch run, and by the time they were trying to put chemistry together, it was too little too late.
Late.
And why
Mhm.
Boston slammed us at the end of the playoffs.
You know why Nets will never run the city?
Was
Go
that?
ahead.
And it's literally because of the shenanigan that you guys done when you released Kyrie Irving and KD. Look at what
I
happened
agree.
with Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell wanted to come to the Knicks. He didn't end up going to the Knicks because, in other words, Utah Jazz felt like, well, if Cavaliers is offering us even more, might as well let's send them over there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like Nets screwed that thing big time. Big
I
time.
agree.
You guys
I
needed
agree
to
with you.
milk that cow like a mother flower and pause on that. But the only reason I'm saying it is because you guys gave millions of draft pick for Harden, for Kyrie, for Durant, or whoever it was. Regardless, what was done is done. So if you guys already was thinking about, all right, we're gonna move on from them, you guys needed to milk it, and you didn't.
Mhm.
Derek
Now I will
Coleman
say this.
is
What I will say is, what the Knicks did and not trading for Donovan Mitchell is why they're winning right now.
Mhm.
And it's because there is something to be had with continuity. If the Knicks would have gave up a guy like Quickly or Grimes or one of those pieces, not named RJ Barrett, because you was gonna have to include one of those or two or three of those people in the deal, then you would not be sitting where you're at right now. Again, this is why you build instead of chasing these stars. You know what I'm saying? You went and you got a solid player and Brunson. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to pay him superstar money, and guess what? You're getting superstar production though. That's how you. That's how you do GM in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? But we got these guys, man, that they trying to pull Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving over here like they trying to get the headlines. But you ain't winning no games on the basketball court. You know what I'm saying? So I totally agree with you, Nice. That was the sucker move by the Nets. And then to compound that, you know, you had these guys come in when they did get here, and the Nets did everything these guys asked them to do. They went and they got Steve Nash, the guy that they wanted. They brought in James Harden, the guy that they wanted. And guess what? At the end of it, when it all didn't work out, all right, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why you don't trust these dudes.
And they left us with Ben freaking Simmons.
Learn your lesson. Learn your lesson. Yeah, and that's what you got. You know what I'm saying? A bum.
Yeah.
I call
let
it like
the
I
players
said, man,
destroy
on
our
the
team.
court, man.
I'm sorry,
a
that's
bum.
just funny every time when I hear Ben Simmons.
He's a bum, man.
Yeah.
He gives you nothing. I would take RJ. Y'all complaining about RJ Barrett. Give me RJ Barrett. I will take RJ Barrett and give you a pick.
Yes.
That's how bad I want Ben Simmons off this team. He was on the bench. This dude was not even playing. He was not even. He's useless, coach. He's absolutely useless.
You're right about that. I wouldn't take Ben Simmons over RJ. I'll agree with you there. It's just that RJ, because of the expectations with RJ,
because he got a contract, but Ben Simmons got a contract too.
But no, it's not only the contract. It is the expectation, because he's unfairly put in with Zion and Ja. He really is. So, and that's the thing. The expectation
that
for
man
him,
to be, especially Ja Morant, you can't ask him.
But look at how he plays too. He is trying to push to be at that level, and I don't begrudge him. Yes, as an athlete, you're going to.
Dude's still young too, though. How old is
22?
Was he 22, 23?
22.
He's a kid, man. He's a kid, man. He might just be going through a little slump. You know what I'm saying?
RJ would never be a star like that, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna be a star, but it don't mean he gotta be a complete waste either. Like
no, he's not a waste.
Simmons. You know
he's not a waste, but the expectation is he's to be a star, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, he's a third wheel.
I got bailed out with Brunson. If Brunson wasn't here, then it'd be a whole lot more pressure for RJ Barrett to do something, man. Brunson is y'all savior for real. He really bailed this team out.
And Randall bouncing back the way he did.
No,
Randall's been a good player though. He a little mouthy sometimes, but he's been a good player. He's
Knicks fans want him gone after last year.
It's because of the talk. That's what it is. It's because of his attitude.
It's the FU.
It can't be because of his basketball game.
No, he's always been a good player.
He's always a good basketball player.
So last year, if you're a true Knicks fan, and I'm not saying that you're not, but I'm just saying, like, if you look how everything played out last season, who is correct for blaming Julius Randle? He said just like that, hey, I'm going to take a pay cut. Oh yeah, you going to take that pay cut? We're going to give you stars. We're going to give you this. We're going to get you situated with rightful players to play right next to you. All right, man, give me that cut. And the New York front office, or the Knicks front office, they got him Kemba Walker and Fournier.
Well, that's fair. That's a fair.
So every single time that Kemba Walker, he was shooting. All right, let's go back to defend. Kemba Walker is defending his guy. All of a sudden, Julius Randle is also defending his guy. Kemba Walker start asking, help, help. And you see now Julius Randle stopped guarding his man to guard Kemba Walker, man. Kemba Walker, man, is looking at Julius Randle. Are you going to leave my man open? Whoop. Pass it to the one that Julius Randle was guarding for a wide open three or for wide open layup.
That's fair.
Hey, let me ask you guys this question real
Fair
quick.
point, man. Fair point.
Yeah, I was watching JJ Redick's podcast. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. He was talking about Brunson and where he has him ranked right now for point guards that are playing right now. Don't include injuries, so like Steph Curry's out. Guess where he had Brunson at?
Where?
2, right behind Lillard.
Really?
Point guards?
Point guards right now.
Over Steph.
Right now.
Well, Steph is
Steph
injured.
is injured. Yeah, that's what he said.
Steph is injured, so you got to put the injuries into
So he's
task.
over Kyrie.
Yes, exactly. There's one.
Chris
Have you-
Paul.
Okay, yeah. Now, is Luka
Dame
considered
Lillard.
a point guard or no?
Dame Lillard?
Lillard's number
Yeah,
one.
Lillard one. Yeah, he said
Oh, okay,
Lillard
I'm
was
sorry.
one.
Now, is Luka considered a point guard? Because people are telling me no, people are telling me yes.
It looks
Like
like
a combo.
Yeah, he's a 2 guard in my opinion.
Okay, I
he
can see that. me,
Yeah,
he's a
because
combo
that's
like
why they
that.
got Kyrie. Kyrie's running point over there, but yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like you can't put Westbrook up there.
Not no more.
Yeah, you
That
can't.
shit can sell.
well, is he
Can't do it
basing it
Paul
on but is he basing it on talent or he's basing it on the
like the
impact that
play
he's had?
right now.
But
Like
it-
right
more
now
so-
in the moment, this season.
Right
type stuff.
now,
Right.
right
So-
in the moment. He's got
So I could tell you this. I'm pretty sure that he's basing it on the player impact that he's having for the whole team. Because I'm
Yes.
telling you right now, you take away Jalen Brunson is too easy for any team to guard Julius Randle.
Mhm.
Double team, triple team, that's it. We don't need to be thinking
Absolutely.
about nobody
Mhm.
else.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I mean, John
Absolutely.
Morant, I got to put him above Brunson.
No. But listen
fair.
listen to this. John Moran, nobody is taking away his talent. But
Yeah.
John Moran, we also heard even last season, even this season, John Moran could be in the bench because he's hurt. His team is still winning.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, if you think, yeah, you could
Brunson's
even put,
invaluable. He's invaluable. He's
you could
invaluable
put
to that team.
Brunson in the most
Yeah.
improved player.
If you take Brunson out of the equation,
Fair
it's
point.
it's gonna be too easy for any other team because remember one thing: the only reason that Brunson is not shooting 30 points no more is because they hitting those replay, they see an opportunity on how to guard better off Brunson. So now they trying to pick Brunson out of the game, but they forgot one thing: it's not only Brunson; they also have Julius Randle on the floor.
Yeah.
So you could pick you could have your best defender guarding Brunson. But do you have a number 2 defender to guard Julius Randle? And
I
if
mean,
the
you could
answer
put
is
De'Aaron
no, same
Fox.
problem.
You could put De'Aaron Fox there.
Fox. What about Trey Young?
Trey Young is kind of difficult because with him on the floor, they're still in the 8th seed.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
losing. Mhm.
So
I
there's,
would put Fox up there. The Kings
Yeah.
have been as big of a surprise as the Knicks have. They're third,
Yeah.
maybe second in
yeah,
the West.
that's why I
So,
have the Fox.
and
That's why I
Fox
have
is having
Fox
has
up
had a
there.
major impact on that team. So,
Yes. Mm.
I mean, I compare the Kings a lot to the
This
Knicks.
is a good debate by JJ Redick. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
I need to find.
Mhm.
Let me find the clip and I'll send it to you guys.
So what about Donovan Mitchell? Is he a point or
He's a
two?
two.
I think
He's a
Garland's
two,
the
right?
point.
Garland's
Garland's
Garland's the point.
Okay.
Let me find the clip tomorrow and I'll send it to you, Coach.
It's
Okay.
it's an interesting, it's an interesting point, man. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I can't give too much pushback on it, man. But let's get into this game, man. Let's get into the actual matchup, man. Tomorrow, Knicks Nets, man, 7:30, man. I got a who wins and why up there, man. So I'm gonna go around the round table. Appreciate all y'all for stopping by too, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. But let's talk about this game, this matchup, man. Knicks versus Nets tomorrow, 7:30. Who wins and why? I will say this before I give my prediction. The Nets have got to win this game. This is, to me, this is a must win for the Nets. You know what I'm saying? Because if you lose that tiebreaker that you worked so hard to get, the 9 in a row over the Knicks and all this and all that, it goes out the window. Because now the head-to-head is tied, and the tiebreaker comes down to conference record. And right now, if I'm looking at the conference record, it is 1 game difference. And if the Knicks win tomorrow, it'll be exactly the same. So this is a huge game for this team. Now, the Nets historically have matched up well against the Knicks, but this is a different Knicks team. They're red hot. They just came off of beating the Nets last time out. So to me, if I'm looking at this matchup, it's in Madison Square Garden against a red hot team, and you look like hot garbage. You cannot shoot, and you can't stop nobody from scoring, and you can't rebound. And if Mitchell Robinson is playing, yeah, Claxton can hang in there, but he can't do it by himself, and they have nobody else. Me and Jeffy talked about that is any threat down low as far as being a defender and a consistent rebounder. So this is gonna be an L for the Brooklyn Nets, in my opinion. But let my man Nice get in there, man. Our guest, man. Thank you for stopping by, brother. Go ahead, man. Talk about the game tomorrow, man, and who you think wins and why.
Man, there's nobody that appreciate it before anything. Appreciate everybody in the panel. Appreciate the opportunity to meeting you guys. Nice to meet you all, and nice to meet everybody in the chat. But based on the matchup, just think about it. The Nets at this moment does not have nobody to guard Mitchell Robinson. So let's take him out of the equation. You have Dinwiddie, and you have between Clarkson, or you may have what's his name, Mikal Bridges. It's going to be one, or it might be 2 of them that might be popping. They're going to stop that real quick, because now you have defenders like Josh Hart, and you have the defenders like Grimes. You have defenders like Quickly going for the 6th man of the year, and you still have defender like Randall. People is not even looking at him like a defender, but I'm telling you right now, if you compare his defending wise, forget 2 years, he's Julius Randle 2.0. So going based on that, I just don't see it. There's no way. Like, who's your best defender? Mikal Bridges?
Claxton is pretty good.
Better than Mikal Bridges?
Yeah.
All right. So
that dude's all over the place on defense.
So
he's guarding wings and everything. I mean, he was in the running for defensive player of the year earlier on in the season. Lost a little bit of steam recently, but he's still excellent, man.
So let's say you put him on either Julius Randle or Brunson. Who's the second one guarding the other man?
It's gonna have to be I guess one of the guards, probably Dinwiddie or Cam. Yeah.
But you see my point, right? Like, we talking about top defenders.
It's a tough matchup. Yeah. It's a tough matchup.
And I feel like the way that New York is playing, and say New York Knicks, the way they play, they are not being soft on any team. They don't even care if they 20 up, if they 10 up, or they 30 up. They playing you like they literally losing every game, every single game. Back in the old days, you guys remember that if you watched the Knicks game, it would be like, oh, Knicks is up 20. Oh, that's it. They're gonna win this one. And all of a sudden, the other team, there's a new generation. I'm telling you, But
that's the coaching. That's a credit. That's a testament to your coach, Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah, Tibbs.
That toughness, man. Mm-hmm. Bringing that back to New York, man. Good point.
Mm-hmm. But hands down, if you guys don't start up pretty much on fire, I might see another either 15 to 20 points lead with the Knicks because, bro, they ain't looking back. What Celtics never took the lead.
Mm,
Celtics, they never took the lead. They had the lead at the beginning. They lost the lead, and after that, it was nowhere to be seen.
mm.
So I just keep it at that, guys.
Good stuff, man. But go ahead. We'll let Mitch get in here, man. Since he's the op. Go ahead, Mitch.
This is tough because I love what the Nets are doing right now. I love what they're doing. I like the players they got. But the Knicks right now are just like on a different level for me, bro. Right now they're just on fire. And you got to go with the team that's the high hand. I'm going with the Knicks, god damn it. But yeah, I'm going with the Knicks because Brunson, Josh Hart is just a difference maker.
Yeah.
First, when they got that trade, I was like, Jeff, wasn't I like confused? I was like, why this? And then I was like, oh, I know because of Brunson and everything. But I thought it wouldn't work. I thought it wouldn't. But hey, it worked now, and I got the Knicks. Son of a bitch.
Coach, who you got, man? Knicks or Nets, man. Who wins and why?
The Nets because the Knicks suck.
Ah.
Nah, I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with y'all. I'm messing with y'all. I mean, the way the Knicks are playing right now, I have to be brutally honest. They are playing very well. They're playing good team defense. They're sharing the ball. They're rebounding. And Mitchell right now down low. I mean, that block that he had yesterday against what you call it, where he
Tatum,
blocked him right, Tatum right at the rim.
Yeah,
That
right at the
that was
rim.
that was amazing.
That was tough. Mhm.
I was just like, wow, for him to get that. And the one thing that yesterday showed me, like, Boston was playing physical. They were playing and the Knicks were bringing it right back to them. They weren't backing
Mhm.
down, and that's the thing. They can get physical. They bring that '90s styles of Knicks basketball to the
Yeah.
floor, and they get after it. So, and the Nets today, I mean, they have the talent. I mean, I've been saying that. I like their talent. I like what they're doing, what they're building. But in the end, they don't have that closer. They don't have that killer. No, you
Exactly.
do. You do have him, but he's still young. I mean, Cam Thomas is that he has that closer mentality, but he's still
Yeah.
young to develop. So right now, the Knicks defensively, I mean, you can put Grimes on whoever. You got Hart. Um, I mean, Julius, like Nice was just saying, you got Mitchell, even Brunson. I mean, there are times that I'm watching him,
Mhm.
he's scoring in the paint and he's sprinting. I mean, full out sprinting to get his
That
man.
dude plays with energy, man.
Yeah, so
He
and
plays
then
with
you
a
got
lot of energy.
quickly coming off the bench. And Hartenstein is all right. I mean, reach. He goes vertical. He keeps his hands up and he keeps it straight. Even Obi, when he's not soaking or whatever, he's playing good defense. So that's the thing that I
Man, I
appreciate.
forgot about him. See, they got a
Yeah.
lot. They got a
So
lot of talent, man.
so it's and then offensively, starts with Brunson. When Brunson is going, I mean, and he's on for like 30 points. It's a problem, And then
Mhm.
Julius, I mean, Julius, I respect to him, man. The kid has been balling, and then he's playing every game. He's
Mhm.
balling all year round. I mean, and
Randall,
Hart,
All Star this year.
yes, he was,
Yeah.
He was an All Star. That's what I
yeah.
thought.
So and Hart,
Stupid
I love the
Brunson.
kid. Grimes, he shows you something. I forgot about McBride. McBride is another Deuce is another defender.
Mhm.
So you bring him in and his on ball defense is phenomenal. So yes, I'm starting to appreciate them more. Are there things they need to sometimes they get a little stagnant with the ISO ball, and they take away from whether they throw it to Brunson or to Julius and even RJ. RJ's forcing it at times, but but when quickly is hot, quickly he changes the whole dynamic of the offense. So it just, I mean, he in his confidence just it facilitates to the whole team. That's the one thing I say about Quickly. When he's on and he's out there jumping around, excited, everyone feeds off of that. So as far as tomorrow, I have to say I do think the Knicks are going to win tomorrow, and it's going to be at the Garden. And we Knicks fans want to, put an end to this. Who runs the city in a sense. So that's where it
Philly
is.
runs the city.
Who? What?
Philly.
Man, get out of
Yeah,
here.
let me don't get me started because Philly come up into the city, they gonna get bent over the rails and get a hot rod right up the rectum. Get out of here with that. And that's from both Brooklyn and New York. You ain't coming in this
Yeah,
city.
tell him, coach.
Get the hell out of
Get
here
out
with
of
that
here.
BS. Stay in
I hit
Philly.
a soft spot.
Stay in Philly. No, you stay in Philly and you get your cheese whiz and eat your cheesesteaks and have a good time. Don't come up here messing with the big boys with the good food, the good pizza, the good hot dogs. I mean everything, man. Get out of here with that. You talking about you hit a soft spot, man?
Fucking Philly, man. Jeff, man, get in there, man. Get in there, man. This dude done lost his mind coming up with that Philly shit.
All right, on that
Let's just
note,
be
I'm out.
real.
Who wins, man? Who wins and why, man? Knicks versus
Let's
Nets.
just be real about Philadelphia. They're right now known as the championship chokers, so that's all we can think
Whoa,
about.
hey. Same with you. When was the last time you guys won?
Yeah, but when we go to the championship, we win.
Right.
Oh, wait, you're a Nets fan. When was the last time
Nobody
you guys
forgets. Nobody remembers the loser.
Yeah.
won?
But in terms of the basketball games tomorrow night, I really want to pick the Nets because I want to be different from everybody. But I'm just looking at the
you
matchups
ran.
right now. I'm looking at the matchups right now, and who the hell is guarding? Who's the hell stopping Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle?
Who's stopping anybody?
Who's stopping them? I mean, I like Mikal Bridges a lot. I think the kid is going to develop into. He's already developing into one of the better two-way players in the NBA. He is a terrific defensive player, and he is developing his offensive game now that he's getting the opportunity. He doesn't have Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton over there and Chris Paul, so he's getting the chance to now show off his offensive game. So I like Bridges, and I like Cam Johnson too. He's another one, but these guys aren't there yet. Claxton, I can't, talk about how much I love Claxton, and he is still, I believe, up there for Defensive Player of the Year for how terrific he's been, but he's not there as an offensive guy. He's probably a little bit better offensively than Mitchell Robinson, but I think Robinson, when he's on the floor, that dude's just an impact player on the defense. That
And
dude
Jeff,
just everywhere he is.
have you noticed like Claxton's offensive production has went down since Kyrie and KD have left, and that's because the teams are paying more attention to Claxton.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, and that hurts him too. Also, it's hurt our 3-point shooters.
Oh yeah.
Notice that the 3-point shooters just went away. We were like tops in the league at one point. And
because we have nobody to drive to the basket. Because we have nobody to drive to the basket that can get the defense to come down on them, and you dish it out to those 3-point shooters, and they can knock them down. That's why Harris, Curry, Royce O'Neal, you don't see these guys playing as much because they're one-dimensional players, and you don't have a guy that can consistently drive to the basket. Dinwiddie is the only guy that I can trust that will drive to the basket, draw those fouls, and get to the line. The X factor to me for the Nets is Cam Thomas offensively, because when that guy is on, he can light it up.
He has a game.
Doesn't matter who's covering him. When he has a game,
that is the wild card.
That dude, he can light it up for 30 points. He's shown it already. But he's too inconsistent. I still believe he's developing as a player. Like tonight, the dude shot 0 for 6 tonight. So he's still not there yet as a player. He's still putting up bad shots when he doesn't need to. And defensively, he's a liability. So I want to pick the Nets, but the Knicks just got it going right now. That Josh Hart trade has really transformed that team. He fits so perfectly into what Thibodeau is looking for. Mitchell Robinson is a beast defensively. I mean, Julius Randle, there's nobody on that Nets team right now that can handle Randle, because if you want to put Claxton and Robinson against one another, you're going to trust Dorian Finney-Smith to be able to guard against Julius Randle? No. And NYG's not a fan of Finney Smith. I like Finney Smith. I'm not. F Ben Simmons. He's not even playing tonight. That dude's
He's better than Ben
nothing.
Simmons. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we're better than
You know
Ben
what I'm
Simmons at this
saying?
point.
Yeah.
The dude is like a ghost on the team. But yeah, I mean, I just think the Knicks got too much right now. They got it going, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact the Knicks got chemistry from playing as a team pretty much this entire season. And the Nets, like I said, the biggest problem with the Nets is that they're right now a team that is trying to put together a rotation and a team that's trying to put together any type of chemistry at the end of the season, and that's not going to work. So that's the biggest reason why the Knicks are going to win this game. The Knicks, they know what one another is going to be on the court. They know where one another is going to be for the open shot. They know where one another is going to be defensively. The Nets, they're still trying to figure that out. So that's why I got to say the Knicks are going to win this game.
Nah, I could totally agree with all y'all, man. Saying that the Knicks is going to win, which means one thing: the Brooklyn Nets will win the game tomorrow night.
Yeah, just watch.
That's what it means, man, because that's the way shit happens, man. But no, all signs are pointing to the Knicks winning, man. I agree with all y'all. But it's going to be key to this game, like you said, Jeffy. What are they gonna get from Cam and Cam?
Cam Johnson
and Thomas. You know what I'm saying? I think those are the guys that gotta put the ball in the hole for you, man. Because look, Spence is okay. He's a solid veteran, solid player, but he's hot and cold. Sometimes he plays a little out of control. I see some things on there that I'm like, man, what are you doing, bro? You know, but he's okay. So I'm not going to knock him too much, man, but you literally get nothing else, man. You know, Bridges, he's hot and cold. He's still developing as an offensive player. So you expect that. I mean, he is elite defensively, but for all this team, what we talked about, this team being a defensive team, they are not it. They're not there, man. You know what I'm saying? And to be a defensive team, you got to do what? You got to be able to defensive rebound. You know, and they can't do that. Yeah, they can poke the ball away, pause, and get steals and get little cheap fast break points here and there, man. But consistently, you gotta rebound, man. So with Mitch back in the lineup, I don't know where the rebounds is coming from. I don't know what.
Stock Claxton, we got nobody else. Period.
Finney Smith ain't giving you nothing on the boards, and he can't shoot. That's why I don't like him. He's like a bit player. You know what I'm saying? He should be coming off the bench. Shouldn't be a starter. You know what I'm saying? Cam is he's pretty good. I like his stroke. I like his pause. I like his form. You know what I'm saying? But some of these other guys, sometimes I don't know what Spence is doing. Like I said, his shot is hot and cold. And then you got Cam Thomas. You know what I'm saying? He's hot and cold. So all that means a L and another L and another L and another L. And where's that going to leave you at the end of it? I don't know. Maybe in the top 8, maybe outside the top 8. We shall see, man. We shall see, fellas, man. But we at the 2-hour mark, so we're gonna start to wind down here in a little bit. Got 2 more things to take care of. Because you know we do Heart of the City, man. Nice. I don't know if you're a baseball fan, but we about to talk some baseball. So if you want to stick around, you're more than welcome. But Yankees Mets spring training news, man. So I know Jeffy's got some stuff on the Mets. Usually how we do it, I'll give the Yankee side of it. Jeffy will give the Mets side of it, and you two can chime in with whatever we say, or if you have some news. Baseball is slow, so we don't spend a lot of time on this stuff, man, till it gets fired up, man. But Yankees out here, man, they got some pretty good prospects, man. This Dominguez kid, he's been showing some skills. I think it's Jason Dominguez. Yeah, it's Jason, like Jasson Dominguez. Center fielder, man. Kid's been playing pretty well. He's a prospect. He has some speed, good power with the bat right now. So and the other guy is Anthony Volpe. Volpe. So two potential prospects right there that the Yankees need to be looking to replace Josh Donaldson at third and Aaron Hicks in left field, because those are the holes in your lineup. Donaldson, Hicks. Now, Hicks again, he's not looked great this spring. Not a surprise. Donaldson's been all right, but you're not going to get a whole lot. Spring is more for the young guys. That's why I mentioned Dominguez and Anthony Volpe. And shout out to Luca and Alex, and also NYY News. They do good work over there, man. If you want more in-depth analysis, please go sub to those guys. I get more into baseball when it's summertime, when it's when the NBA and NFL slows down. But I know Jeffy's got some stuff on the Mets, man. So what are you seeing from the Mets? I think you put something out. Verlander's going to get his first start or something coming up here.
Yeah, Justin Verlander is going to get his first spring start this coming Saturday. So curious to see how he's going to look for the New York Mets this Saturday. So I'm excited about that. And Scherzer is going to be pitching the day before on Friday. So you're going to get your opportunities to see both Scherzer and Verlander back-to-back for the first time in spring training. And like you guys have with your young prospects and Dominguez and Volpe, the Mets have theirs with this kid, Brett Beatty, who I'm really starting to get very high on. In fact, he's been raking the ball so far in spring training for the Mets. He's been playing primary third base. Right now, it looks like Eduardo Escobar is the front runner for that third base position, but the Mets have been willing to experiment with him at left field. So there is a possibility that if Beatty keeps playing well, he might play his way onto the Mets roster to start the season. Another kid that I like what I'm seeing so far is Ronnie Mauricio, who is actually the Dominican League MVP for when they did the Dominican League this past October. So he's a young kid that they've been experimenting at third base. Another young hot prospect that they're trying to find a position for. Obviously Alvarez, the catcher. I think he's destined for AAA right now. They're going to go with Omar Narvaez and Tomas Nido. Jose Quintana pitched today, and he was not good. He had a brutal day today on the mound. He had 2/3 of an inning. He gave up 5 earned runs in 30 pitches, no strikeouts, 1 walk. And this is a guy we're counting on to be that 4th or 5th starter. He's a left-handed pitcher. So Quintana was actually very effective for the Cardinals when they traded for him at the trade deadline. But not the best of starts, but it is only one start. Spring training, so hopefully he can turn it around. And it's just very intriguing on how Kodai Senga is going to look too. I think he pitched pretty effectively his first start in his squad game, as well as his first.
Breezy, where you been, man? Man, we just had a hour and a half session on the basketball. You ain't show up, man. I'm disappointed, man. I'm just playing. I'm playing. He's probably working. I know he probably work. He probably just got off the train or something. But go ahead, man. Yeah. Settle in, man. Pop on, man. We'll be on for a few more minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's really with the Mets. Just check it. Like you guys with your young guys, it's really just seeing the young prospects and seeing how they're blossoming. Like I like what I'm seeing from Beatty. I like what I'm seeing from this kid Alex Ramirez as well. Another young outfield prospect that they're trying to get a look at. I believe he's going to start in single or double A this year. And it's just I want to see how Verlander and Scherzer perform, because Scherzer actually looked pretty solid in his first spring training outing. I want to see how Verlander looks in his first one this Saturday. So that's pretty much it with the Mets right now. Not a whole lot going on. Maybe they experiment with Escobar in left field, give Beatty an opportunity to potentially win that job at third base. But, yeah. That's pretty much it with the Mets at the moment.
Oh, my goodness.
What is this?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh. What is this?
Oh, we gotta share this. Hold on. Lord have
Yes.
mercy, man.
Yes.
Oh no!
Uh,
Oh no!
When
Oh
I saw it,
no!
I said, "Oh my gosh!"
Oh, that's I got indigestion just looking at this. Holy
This
catfish!
is
This
Dave
is
Gettleman's 10
wow.
largest free agent signings for the Giants. So
Ah,
anybody saying that this dude is a good GM because he hit on Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones, this should dead that argument. This is absolutely atrocious. Let's go through it.
Wow.
Kenny Galladay, 4 years, 72 million. Signed, cut 2 a 4-year deal. 2 total, 6 receptions, 81 yards, went 1 without a TD, and total 37 receptions. Whoa. Nate Solder, whoa, 62 mil. Ineffective. Just plain old ineffective. Didn't even have to go into debt. Like, he's just a bum.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? James Bradbury, who was actually decent, but got cut. 2 of 3-year deal. Outstanding first 2 years, but had the $21.9 million cap hit in 2022 that the team couldn't afford due to the rest of the roster mess left by Gettleman. They could not afford to sign their draft class and practice squad and were forced to cut him after year 2. Adoree Jackson, who's still with the club, good player. Productive when healthy and still on roster, has played 26 of 36 possible games, so injury prone. Golden Tate, 4 years, 37.5 million. Cut year 2, a 4-year deal. Started only 4 games in year 2. Remember that debacle.
Tate was
Blake-
actually not a bad player for them. I
Nah,
think that Tate was actually pretty decent for them.
but look at the money and
Oh,
then the
yeah.
years and then the fact that they got cut. This
They
is
signed
incredible.
him and Shepard the same year. We had 2 slot receivers you gave big money to. That's what made no sense. You signed 2 guys that played the same position. I mean, that was
Blake
the ass
Martinez,
backwards.
3 years, 30.75. Cut 2 of 3-year deal. Played 3 games in year 2 due to a torn ACL, and he is now out of the league, has retired. Kareem Martin.
Oh,
These last 4 are just abominable.
oh.
I mean, absolutely abominable. Kareem Martin, 3 years, 15 million. Cut year 2 of 3-year deal. Started 0 games in year 2.
Oh.
0.
He
For
sucked.
15 million. Oh, mommy, he was
Oh, this
horrible.
is worse.
Oh my
Cut
God.
during
He
year
was so
1.
bad.
Year
Exactly.
1.
He was a
Exactly.
right guard.
3-year deal. Cal Rudolph.
Oh,
We all know what Cal Rudolph was, a bum.
And you still
Cut
saw
year
him
1
even
of
after the
2-year
injury.
deal.
yes.
Total 1 TD and 26 catches in 16 games. And Jonathan Stewart. Oh. Cut
This was not
1 of
vintage
2-year
Jonathan
deal.
Stewart.
Played only
Ugh.
3 years in year 1 and gained 17 total yards on 6 total carries.
This is why we are in the position we have been in. That's why for this year, Shane. That's
a lot.
why what Shane has done because of stuff like this.
Give me a second. I'm gonna go throw up.
Shane
I'm gonna go
has
throw
been.
up.
Yeah. So it's just.
This is bad, man.
I gotta talk about this more. This is
Y'all
wow.
see this?
Wow.
Y'all see this? Like, look at this.
Yes. The money.
Even you basketball guys, man. This is like having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Ben Simmons on your roster. Or 11 Joe Harris's.
This points
It's
to
bad contracting.
This points to what Mara said. We have done everything to screw up DJ, and it's stuff like this.
Done everything to screw up this franchise.
Yes.
By letting Dave Gettleman just run us into the ground. Look at this. 2018. He did one every year. He gave you some gems. Look, 18. He got 1, 2, 3. Solder, Martin, and Omame. Then he followed that up in 2019 with Golden Tate. 2020 was actually his best ordeal when he got Martinez and
Martinez and
Bradbury.
Bradbury.
Yeah.
And then 21 with Jackson, Kenny Galladay, and Cal Rudolph.
Mm-hmm.
God.
And there's talks. There have been talks about extending Adoree Jackson because of this number right here.
Yeah.
A productive but unhealthy cornerback that you might have to tack on more years because this number is atrocious.
Yeah.
But it depends on how much you bring it down to, because if you bring it to the point, even if you tack on another 2 years, and you really drop his number and you create space, even if you end up getting a number one, Adoree can end up being a number two. He could transition to a number two, and it would fit the salary as long as you do it correctly. And I trust Shane would actually do that.
Yeah. His best two signings were the cornerbacks, James Bradbury and Adoree Jackson. And to me, it's not even close. Those are the best two.
His best deal was ever was signing Andrew Thomas. Think about it. If you want to debate it, I mean, you could say Daniel Jones.
You're talking about drafting.
That's the draft, though, man.
No,
that's
but
Dexter Lawrence. He got Dexter Lawrence, Julian Love, Jones, all those guys. Even Slate.
For everything we credit about him signing free agents, that still goes on his record too. So I'm just saying, the best move he ever did was drafting Andrew Thomas.
Yeah.
You can go into DJ, you can go into Julian Love.
Oh, I agree with you 100%, Coach. 1,000%. Thomas is number one.
And that's his
Dexter Lawrence. Move. I mean, you got you two anchors on your lines. So I mean, out of what? But 4 or 5, just absolutely abysmal years of.
Let's look at his drafts.
Of combinations of drafts and these are first rounders, man. We can't even talk about. I mean, he got McKinney, Julian Love, in the later rounds, man. But those were hits and misses.
First rounders. Who he got? He got Saquon, DJ, Dexter Lawrence,
Baker.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. Remember we had DeAndre Baker.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Who else?
This is the Giants 2018 draft. Saquon Barkley was number 1. Remember the great Will Hernandez, number 2? We all wanted him. They thought he was going to be a good fit.
Yeah.
How bad that ended. Lorenzo Carter. I liked Carter, but he got hurt way too much. BJ Hill. I really never wanted to get rid of BJ Hill. That one hurt. He's been good with the Bengals. Kyle Lauletta in the 4th round, and R.J. McIntosh in the 5th round, and that's it. We had 6 picks that year.
Good ones. Got you some.
Those
good
are some
ones,
gems. Mm-hmm. Now we're gonna go to 2019. Daniel Jones, number 1. Obviously, we agree he was good. Dexter Lawrence traded for him. Remember, we got that trade for Odell and Olivier Vernon. That's looked like a great pick. DeAndre Baker. O'Shane Ximines in the 3rd. Yeah, we didn't have a 2nd round pick either. O'Shane Ximines in the 3rd round. No, it's a miss.
Yeah.
Julian Love in the 4th round. That's a hit. Julian Love was a good pick. Right? Remember how everybody was all hyped up about Ryan Connolly after his first year?
Yeah, he looked like he was going to do something, but never worked out.
Yeah, he had that ACL injury.
Then he got the ACL injury. But he went to Minnesota and did well, right?
Wisconsin. He went to Minnesota and played well a little bit, but he had an ACL injury that really did him in.
Sure. You're right about that.
Darius Slayton, your guy, MYG. He's had a pretty decent career with the Giants.
That's a hit. Yeah. Despite what they say, he was a 5th round pick, so you gotta give him that.
Remember Corey Ballantyne, 6th round pick out of Washburn?
Wasn't he the one that got shot? But he got shot.
No, not him. I think it was him and his friend.
Yeah, he got shot. I think the shooting is what derailed him more so.
Yeah.
Because that
I think it was like mentally messed him up.
Yeah, but it's still, it still will get you physically. It takes time to recover from that. But still, that's a miss.
George Asafo Ajayi from Kentucky in the 7th round. He didn't even make the team out of training camp. They drafted him as a tackle, and Chris Slayton, the defensive tackle out of Syracuse.
Oh,
other
yeah,
7th
I
round
remember
pick.
him.
He
Yeah.
didn't make
Neither
it
of them,
either.
I believe, even
Didn't
made the
make it.
team.
Mhm.
Now let's go to 2020. Now we all agree the first 2 picks are major hits. Andrew Thomas and Xavier McKinney. When we traded up to get McKinney, those 2 are right now looking like really good picks, especially
Yeah.
Thomas. That's a grand slam pick right now. And McKinney's a home run. Matt Peart, 3rd round pick. Tackle out of
Awful.
Connecticut.
Mm.
Darnay Holmes, 4th round pick out of UCLA. Some people like Darnay.
Miss.
I would rather let
Miss.
see him go. Shane Lemieux, guard out of Oregon.
Miss.
Yeah.
I agree. Carter Coughlin, linebacker out of Minnesota. Good special teams player. Same thing with Cam Brown out of Penn State. Good special teams player, but that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
I
That's
give
it.
you Cam Brown because Cam Brown is like he's a special teamer. Like he's an
good.
ace.
Yeah,
You
he's
know
a
what
good
I'm saying?
special
But
teams
Carter
player.
Coughlin, he nah. So
T.J. Brunson, South
Nope.
Carolina, 7th round pick. Didn't do anything. Remember Chris Williamson out of Minnesota? Cornerback?
He didn't make it out of training camp.
Nope.
And then we all know Mr. Irrelevant, Mr. Tay Crowder.
Didn't
Didn't even make it out of the. He had a decent year.
Yeah, he
Tay Crowder from where he was picked. You
yeah.
could say he exceeded expectations. So I give you Tay Crowder.
Yeah, you have
Okay. Now we'll go to the last one, 2021. Young Joker at 20, at pick 20. Got a Super Bowl, and he played well in the Super Bowl, but we know the
He's
deal.
a miss because for us. Yeah.
No, there's a reason why I will say no. Because we traded down and we got a 1st round draft pick in this year. You have to give Gettleman that credit. That is his move. Because it was
Tony, bro.
Evan Neal does not look good right now. If Evan Neal doesn't turn it around,
that's what we're talking about. The pick.
But all right, if we're just talking about
because you could have picked another player. You know what I'm saying?
That's
the
fair.
point.
That's fair.
We wanted Devontae Smith. That's the guy we wanted.
But that's my point. It's like you traded down.
Could have got. Look at that draft. Who went after Tony? Let me see if I can pull it up with you.
Quiddy Pay,
I'm
Gregory
sure there was other players. Yeah.
I liked Rousseau and Pay too. Both of them.
So give me if you got Rousseau, I don't think you end up with what you call it, Tibbs right now. Yeah.
Probably not. And Rousseau was more of a developmental defensive. Well, we got Ojolari. I'll continue going on. Ojolari. Remember we traded back for him, and he was still there.
Still out, man. He's still out on him, man. Because I need to see him. I need to see him on the field next year in a healthy situation. If he goes out there again and he's banged up, and then yeah, you're gonna say the same thing. Another bust.
And this is another one where I'm really looking to see Aaron Robinson. We like the way he looks. He's played well when he's played, but that's the problem with him too. He's barely played.
Too injured,
and he's coming off, I believe, an ACL. So I don't know how I feel about that. Ellerson Smith, another guy, high potential, raw prospect, but he's just always never on the field. Nothing.
Yeah.
Gary Brightwell, I will say, I think they miscast this kid in his first year. I think he should have played a little bit more. I do think Brightwell could be a decent, second running back on the team. Not great, but decent second running back on the team. And then you got Rodarius Williams in the 6th round. Brightwell and Rodarius Williams.
We took Tony. Just to my point, we took Tony. You had Rashad Bateman. You had Elijah Moore go after him.
Okay. Say no more.
Yeah. So. And Terrence Marshall Jr. as well. So that's some people wanted to trade for him. So
honestly, I could say that Tony's been better than Moore and Bateman so far. And he hasn't really even played much because Bateman hasn't really done a lot, and neither has Moore. So I mean, it's sort of a wash between those guys. I would have rather picked the defensive guy. That's who I wanted once we lost Smith. I wanted a defensive player, but I get why they picked Tony. It just made no sense when you signed Galladay. That's where they screwed up. They doubled up at wide
man.
receiver when we didn't need to. And the rest of these guys, injured. All I can say about this draft class, Tony, injured. Ojolari, injured. Robinson, injured. Smith, injured. Brightwell, misused his first year. And Rodarius Williams, injured. That's all I can say about these guys. Injured. They don't stay healthy.
Wow.
They're incomplete.
Okay, Minnesota. I see your work, Minnesota.
So
Minnesota.
we don't need to worry about 2022 because that was Joe Shane's first draft.
That's Joe.
And they're even incomplete right now. Their
Absolutely.
first year. And Evan Neal, that's the thing, Coach, what you said before. If Evan Neal doesn't turn it around and play better in his second year, it's going to make that trade up for him look worse. Because Evan Neal, I'm not worried about Evan Neal, but I have to admit I have a little concerns about him with how poor he played. I know the injuries might have factored in, but he's got to do a better job with his footwork and reaction when it comes on the outside against speed rushers. And I don't know if he's going to be able to do that. He needs to slim down a little bit and be able to pick up that on the right side because a lot of people think he will. A lot of people think he's going to be like Andrew Thomas and pick it up in his second year. I don't know. We got to see it. So I'm very little bit concerned about Neal, but not like putting out the red flag.
So, no doubt. Coach, what you got for us for Coach's Corner, man? That we're gonna get on out of here.
I'm gonna make it real quick, as usual. Starting with Seton Hall. Seton Hall is actually in the Big East. I had it set. Why did it change? All right, they're 9-10 in conference, 16-14 overall, sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're in the 7th spot. Their last game they just played, they lost to Villanova on today. They just lost today, 76-72. Lost on Friday. They lost to Xavier, 82-60. And yeah, that was since our last show. So they're teetering. They have to make a major run, or pretty much have to win the Big East to get into the tournament. Right now, I think they probably, best case scenario, probably might make the NIT as long as they finish, because they have Providence on Saturday. That closes out their season. So Providence is ranked number 20. So I don't know. So I mean, if they end up finishing the season at 500. Can that get them in the NIT? I don't know. We'll see. But again, they also first year under a new head coach, Shaheen Holloway, came over from St. Peter's. So it's only time can tell. And he has to get the players. That's the whole thing with him. He has to get the players. So
that's Seton Hall.
Yeah, that's Seton Hall. So next up is St. John's, and St. John's is sitting where are they at? Big East. Okay, they're sitting right behind Seton Hall. They're 7-12 in the conference, 17-13 overall. And their last game was on Saturday. They lost to you.
St. John. I was pulling up the standings for you. So they could see it. St. John's and Seton Hall.
Yeah. They lost to UConn 95-86 on Saturday. But they beat Georgetown on Wednesday 79-70, and their last game is against Marquette on Saturday. So, and Marquette is ranked number 6 in the country. So, they have they're like Seton Hall. I mean, do I think they can probably make the NIT? Yes. Overall, as far as the NCAAs, it's
dicey.
It's dicey.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I have to check to see if they're part of the last 4 in or the last 4 out.
Last 4 in, last 4 out.
If they lose these next, if they lose against Providence and then also in the Big East, that'll put them at 15 losses. I don't think they'll make it from there. So next up is Syracuse. Tough one today. They lost, of course. We heard that 96-76 to Georgia Tech, and they were at home. They lost to Pittsburgh on Saturday, 99-82, and they also lost to Clemson, 91-73 this past Wednesday. And the last game is against Wake Forest at home on Saturday. So, and they're standing in the ACC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. They're ninth in the ACC, 9-10 in conference, 16-14. It's not looking good. I also,
Mm-mm.
because of all the rumors, I wonder. I mean, I know Boeheim says he's not going anywhere, but does this mean it might be time for him to walk away? I mean,
Possibly.
this is not looking good for his legacy right now. And I know he has issues with NIL and everything that's going on, but that's the transition with college sports, man. I mean, it is what it is. You have to accept that for what it is. So, and next I'm going to go into Rutgers. Um, Rutgers is an enigma for me. Last Thursday, they lost big to Michigan 58-45 at home. They haven't, they're 16-1 against Michigan. They just cannot beat Michigan. But then on Sunday, they turned around and beat Penn State in Penn State. They were down 19 points and
Mm.
turned around and came back to win 59-56. So, all talks are that might have solidified
They're in right now. They got them projected to be
the
the
11th seed.
11th seed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're 10-8 in the Big Ten and 18-11. And their last two games are at Minnesota, which they should win, and then home to Northwestern. Now, if you were to look at the Big Ten standings, they're 10-8 now. Mind you, they split with Michigan State, but Illinois, Iowa, they lost both games to Iowa. They lost the only game against Illinois, so those two are over them. They lost to Michigan, which is basically one game over them. With the win, it's to me it's two games. They split with Indiana, and then Maryland. They beat Maryland, and so far they've beaten Northwestern. Now, if everyone else loses out and they win out, they can still end up as the number two seed and get a double bye. But right now they're sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, ninth in the Big Ten. So
Mm.
they're not even getting a bye. I don't think they get a no. Yes, they do, because it's the first four that get the bye, and then everyone else goes from there. So they at least get one bye, but they need to finish out strong. They need to win these last two games to at least move up within the rankings. Hopefully, get into
Man,
it.
they got Carolina the first four out. Wow.
Mm,
Is that bad?
mm,
Damn. They went
mm,
from a number one seed, the
mm.
number one team in the country, the beginning of the season, to being completely out of the NCAA tournament. What a debacle. Thanks, you, Big
And
Davis.
and on a football note, today Rutgers offensive starting the kid who started left tackle for most of the season put his name into the transfer portal. So Willie
Oh.
Tyler, but I don't think that's a big loss. I mean, I watched his play. He transferred in from University Louisiana Monroe, so he stepped up in competition. But the issue I have with him is he initially committed to and signed with Texas, and he was there for 2 years before he transferred out. Transferred to Syracuse. Then the next year he transferred to the University of Louisiana Monroe before he transferred to Rutgers, and now he's
Mm.
transferring out. So his talent does not. He says he wanted to get to the NFL, and he's a big kid. He's like 6'7", 335, 340 pounds. But for a kid to be like that, he wasn't the best tackle. Our right tackle was the best tackle, and Hollis Pierce. I mean, transformed his body. I mean, when he came in from Trenton Central, the kid was like 400 pounds, 420 pounds, and now he's playing down at about 350, and he's decent. So, but for Tyler, it's I wish him the best of luck. Rutgers is drafted. I mean, they've recruited linemen, so let's see what the next kids are doing. Take a scholarship now that he said he wants out. Even if he pulls his name out, doesn't matter. He's gone. So But and Rutgers is in line for one of the top recruits in Pennsylvania out of I forgot his name. I had it up. Damn it. He's a four-star kid, defensive back. He's supposed to announce right now. He's choosing between Nebraska, Michigan, Penn State, and Rutgers. Those are the four schools that he's choosing from, and everyone asks, well, Nebraska they understand because of what you call it, the head coach with his Philly ties rule. Michigan is Michigan. Penn State because he's from Pennsylvania and Penn State's a good program. But Rutgers, he said one interesting thing. He said, it's good to go to all these schools and the recognition, but what about life after football? Rutgers also gives you great opportunities for that, and that's one thing that is can help secure the deal. Do I think they're going to close it? It leaves me wondering because the kid is good. I looked at his film, but I'm going to wait and see come Friday. So that's pretty much it. That's Coach's Corner for you today.
Coach, what's the probability that he secures a deal with Rutgers? Like, if you had to give it a percentage chance, in your personal opinion.
Based on what he just said there, I would say probably about 35%.
Okay. Do you think he's at least in the top 2?
I think he's going to Nebraska because of the Temple ties, and he mentioned that he's very familiar with all the coaches that are going over there. So damn it, what's his name? Hold a minute, let me find it. It was in my phone.
He's a 4-star, right?
Yeah, he's a 4-star. I had a collection. Hero saved items. Where is it? Where is it? I'm gonna do it this way. Rutgers recruits.
Says don't look now, Knicks fans, but the Mavericks have the same number of losses as the Trailblazers, who hold the 11th pick in the 2023 NBA draft. So is that the Knicks pick? Do they flop with Portland?
They have Dallas. They
flop with Dallas.
Yeah. No, they own Dallas. They own Dallas's pick or something to that effect.
Oh.
And the kid I'm talking about is Kenneth Woolsey.
Okay.
Woolsey, okay.
What position is he?
He's a cornerback or defensive back. Yeah, cornerback,
okay.
Defensive back, however you want to categorize him.
Okay.
But Michigan, Penn State, Nebraska, and Rutgers are his final 4 that he announced, though. And he's
Rutgers needs to, I'm sorry, Coach.
No, go ahead. Rutgers needs to what?
I'm just going to say, Rutgers has the same problem that the Giants have. They need wide receivers. They need explosive guys on the outside. That's what they've been lacking, too.
And Kenneth Woolsey.
Yep. Old Mavericks ain't looking too good.
Good. I hope Phoenix has the same thing to them, too. Good.
Woolsey plays at Imhotep Institute, one of the top programs in Pennsylvania. So they're always sending kids into Division I programs. So, but yeah, he's rated as a 4-star. 247 has him as a 3-star. So no, they have him as a 4-star. What are you talking about? I don't know. Some of these recruiting sites, this is 10 hours ago. You say that he's a 4-star. In your article, you say he's a 4-star. Okay.
So I guess Durant's supposed to make his debut tomorrow.
Yeah, Durant's making his debut tomorrow. I saw that earlier.
I heard a gem before. Kevin Durant doesn't blame Kyrie Irving for asking for a trade, you pussy.
Of course.
You got cold feet because things didn't go your way and you wanted out because you didn't want to actually try to stick it out. Good job. Go ahead. Run away. I'm glad they're not succeeding. I've never wanted to see players not succeed more than Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant because of what they did. I will never forgive them as a fan for what they did to me over the past 4 years.
And the Dallas lost to the Pacers today, huh?
Yep.
Good. How's it feel over there, Kyrie? You enjoying it over there in Dallas? Huh? You and Luka becoming best buddies over there? It's not as easy, huh? Oh, but you don't have to worry about the Dallas media over there getting as bad as they would over here in New York. So enjoy it. I'm relishing it. I love it. And I hope KD has the same type of failure over there in Phoenix.
Oh, I see you talking about Marshall Green posted.
Kyrie missed the final shot too.
Puts a smile on my face. Misery with those guys.
Suckers, man.
Schmucks. I could say they're schmucks. That's what I feel about them.
Let's make fun of these. Let's make fun of them before we get out of here.
Yeah, can we please? I love it. I'm gonna make fun of them as much as possible. They deserve it.
It's Kyrie Irving.
Let's see. Come on. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me run it back. Y'all see?
Yeah. Well, worst teams in the Eastern Conference, the Pacers. I usually am not like this with players, but I don't care. I'm glad.
Oh, wow. He missed 2 shots.
Up? No.
Boink! No. Loser! Loser her.
Loser.
Loser her. Yeah. There's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we suck. Yeah,
I'm out of here.
Goodbye. Yeah. When do I get traded out of Dallas? When do I leave there? Maybe I'll try to find my way to the Lakers.
Well, he's a free agent.
Oh, he's gonna go to Phoenix. He's gonna try to go buddy up with Phoenix. He's gonna go to Phoenix, and they're gonna kick Paul out of there. They're gonna say, Chris Paul, you're not it. We're gonna send you out of here, and we're gonna have Kyrie go over to Phoenix with Devin Booker.
That's what I wanted to talk about too on Coach's Corner. I'm sorry.
Clowns.
Go ahead. What you got?
Just keep an eye out. The concern right now in college sports is the Pac-12, because they're teetering on possibly losing teams, and if they lose Utah, Colorado, Arizona State, and Arizona to the Big 12, that opens up the door for the Big 10 to swoop in and take Washington and Oregon and add them to the Big 10. And so I'm watching for that. Because there's a lot of talk about that. And then in the ACC, Clemson and Florida State have voiced their displeasure about the economic disparity that the ACC is having right now in comparison to the Big Ten and the SEC, when you have those two conferences paying out $75 million, projected to be $75 million, while you're only getting around like 48 million. Mm-hmm. So it's a big issue. So they're actually trying to figure out a way to get out of that, because they have those big buyouts. Basically, if you were to leave, that you have the buyout, and then the league also gets whatever money that you make during that time frame. So it's interesting right now in college sports what's going on. So with the Pac-12, if that happens, it's going to change everything. And then eventually, I can see a lot of ACC teams wanting to get out of there, and some going to the SEC and some coming over to the Big Ten. And the Big Ten would love to have Notre Dame. They would love it. Yeah. So, and then the ACC,
I feel like they've been talking about that for a while now with Notre Dame. Them finally.
There was no major move. There was no major movement. Now the movement is happening. So, and
we talked about this too, Coach. Remember, we talked about this earlier in the year or late last year. We talked about this possibly happening.
Yeah. So the opportunity because you think about it right now, if two conferences are getting paid 75, and then and the other thing with the ACC is their TV contract isn't up until 2036. Mm-hmm. Both the Big Ten and the SEC, I think, can sign another contract in 2030. I think it's 6 years. So the TV money is going to pretty much almost triple what the ACC is probably going to be able to make.
Yep.
So that's going to be an issue. That's what I mean. It's going to be an issue. And if they're
Mm.
making that kind of money and they're gobbling up other teams out of other conferences, and the Big 12 is starting to move up and distance themselves from the ACC, I'm telling you, if they don't do something, if they don't rework something, whatever, their teams are going to be looking to get out of there. And if pretty much every team wants to leave, then you have no ACC. So you're going to be paying money to who? To no one. So
Right.
So we might be
so
looking at the end of the Pac-12 and the ACC as we know it.
well, right now the Pac-12 is the biggest thing. I'm saying the ACC because when Florida State and Clemson say that they're unhappy, that's just something to keep an eye on. But
Okay.
the bigger eye is on the Pac-12, and it's really Utah, Colorado, Arizona State, and Arizona because they're waiting to see what the TV money they're getting. If they're only
Mhm.
going to get $25 million, they're booking. They're going to the Big 12 because the Big 12 is pretty much going to give them about 40 to $50 million.
Mhm.
So and if that happens, that means the Pac-12 is collapsing, and then Washington and Oregon are going to leave, and the Seattle market in TV, in terms of the TV market, the Portland TV market, and on top of that, don't forget Nike is a major program, a major sponsor for Oregon. So you bring
Yes.
that into the Big Ten. So it's even more possible money. So now if you could then turn around and everybody in the Big Ten falls under Nike and gets a good deal, that also brings even more money. So it's like, you have money being thrown at these college programs. And if and the whole key is right now is Utah, Colorado, Arizona State, Arizona, and it depends on the Pac-12 with their TV money, and they've been waiting. And if they don't do something soon, I can't lie to you, man. I want to see
Mm.
Washington and Oregon in the Big Ten because that
Oof.
also gives partners to USC and UCLA on the West Coast, and it really helps in terms of the money that the conference can in the long term get, because that's also money that I'm going to be honest that Rutgers could use,
Yeah.
because now it could, with those two markets, look, that next TV contract, heck, and they also have it worked in that depending on what markets come in, they can raise the money that the conference can get. So now if
Mhm.
you can push it to $100 million, bro, why not, man?
Mm.
So, and it also, in terms of the playoffs, it also gives you more teams that can compete in the playoffs. Because that's the other thing that they're competing with the SEC, because if you have, of course you have Michigan, Ohio State, Penn State, you have those big boys. But now if you can get um, Washington, Oregon, and USC, as opposed to the SEC, of course you're going to
And
have
even
Georgia.
UCLA too. They're not bad as well.
Yes, and that's my thing. The SEC, they have good teams. Georgia,
Mhm.
we can talk about. Of course, there's the Alabamas. LSU is always up and down. They're trending on the upswing. So it's like those two conferences are going to gobble up, the majority, while you might only get a Big 12 champion, an ACC champion, and then everybody else is, whatever. So it's interesting for me as a sports fan. It's a I don't want to see the Pac-12 demise, but in the same token, if it's going to help the Big Ten grow, do what you got to do, bro.
Well, Coach, I remember
Yeah.
you even mentioned this before that it's possible we could see two dominant
Hmm.
conferences with the SEC and the Big Ten being those two. Because
Well,
I mean,
the
you mentioned this before about some of these other teams
hmm
moving away from some of these other conferences like the Pac-12, like the ACC, and making their way over to the Big Ten and the SEC eventually. So I mean,
yes,
this
yes,
doesn't surprise
exactly.
me at all. And I mean, is there a deadline of when they
No,
might have to
no.
come to a contract or no?
Well, they're in
Or TV
negotiations
rights, that's
right
what I
now.
meant. Yeah.
They're in
Mm-hmm.
negotiations, so that's the biggest thing. The
Mm-hmm.
Pac-12, the problem with the Pac-12 is ESPN is pretty much already booked up. All the
Mm-hmm.
other ones are booked up. The talk is for them to get money they might have to go into streaming. And if you go into streaming, you're gonna lose people because one, they're not gonna know where to find you, and two, now you got to pay to watch them when it's not on ESPN. So
Yeah.
that's the issue right now. And if they can't negotiate with ESPN a good deal, if ESPN says I'm only going to give you 20-25 million dollars, that might not be enough to solidify some of those teams. Even if they're saying, "Oh, we're sticking together," no, money talks, bro. You put that money
Yeah,
on the table.
right.
Yeah, it does.
You
It's
put, you
a
put that
great
money.
point.
Okay, exactly. So if the Big 12 is saying, "Hey, Colorado, Utah, you guys, whatever you get, if you're getting 25 million, we can almost guarantee we're going to double your money over here." And why not? And it's not like you're that far away. And the Big 12 wants to get to that West Coast market because that draws in recruiting, and it also draws in the eyes. And they're really not that far on the West Coast. I mean, Arizona, it's really where you're going to. So and you already have BYU in the Big 12 because they're coming in this year. So BYU Utah is always a big rivalry game. Utah is always nationally ranked, so that helps them. So and Colorado right now because of Dion over there, all eyes are on them.
Mm,
So it's like, yo, if you get them going into the Big 12, yeah, they lost OU and Texas, but it's not like they're going nowhere. They're still going to be relevant. So I'm intrigued. I'm ready to see what happens, and I figure worst case scenario we'll know by probably April, May. Worst
mm.
case scenario, what's going on? I think it's going to happen sooner, but we'll know. We'll know soon. So just keep an eye out for that, guys.
That's great
Got you,
stuff,
man.
Coach.
Good
Great
stuff,
stuff.
Coach, man. For real, man. Always keeping us educated, man, on the landscape of college sports and college athletics, man. And I'm gonna start doing some things too, moving forward in the future. Kind of talk to Coach about it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
When we're gonna highlight some of the, I guess, lesser known college players and teams and different things like that. There's quite a few colleges in my area that I can go visit. I'm gonna try to give you guys some more insight, and just do some different things on this show. We are heart of the city, man, but we cover all sports, man, in all leagues and all walks of life. So that's why I respect and appreciate the fellas on Coach and Jeffy T, man, for always keeping us up to date, man, and informed on some of the lesser known news and lesser known um teams and players and different things like that, man, because that's where a lot of players come from. It's always the players
Mm-hmm.
that you don't know is the ones that end up coming out of nowhere and end up being superstars, man. And I know somebody like Coach definitely is equipped to be able to identify that type of talent. And but we're gonna get on out of here, man. Coming up on 3 hours. It's been a good show. I appreciate everybody in the chat. I appreciate everybody that came through and stopped through on the podcast. So definitely appreciate each and every one of y'all, man. Thank you, man. My man, big fan Breezy, man. Breezy got to come up a little bit earlier, bruh. We was looking for you, man. You know what I'm saying? We had Knicks fans on here and everything, man. You missed out, man. I know you love giving the heat to the Knicks fans, man. Missed the opportunity tonight, man. But it's all love, bro. I know you doing your thing, you working or whatever, man. Shout out to my Levance, man. Always coming through, man. My man said he had tacos, Taco Tuesday tonight, man. That sound good, man. Might actually try to find me some tacos or something later on, something, you know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
Luca, man, appreciate you, man. Like I said, man, go sub to Luca and Big Blue in the Bronx, man. That's his twin brother, Alex, man. They do good work over there. Cover Jets, Knicks, Nets, well, mostly Knicks, but Giants, of course, and the Yankees. But go check them out. Shout out to Nice, man. New member of the show, man. Came on, gave some good insight, some good basketball talk on the New York Knicks, man, and the Nets, for that matter. But that was good stuff, man. Appreciate the brother coming through, man. Booking tackles, man. Always, man. Loyal support of the show, man. That's my bro, man. Appreciate you bookings, man. Appreciate Mitch, man. Mitch, man, for coming through, man. Stopping by, man, showing us some love, man. Of course, my man, Mac the Giants fan, man. Definitely go sub to my man, Mac the Giants fan. You know what I'm saying? Excellent content creator, man. Do excellent Giants work. Also does wrestling. So go check him out, man. Part of the Big Blue crew, man. Sonny, man, appreciate you, man. Sonny always coming through, stopping by, man. Listening in, man. Wells, man, appreciate Wells, man. Like I said, I was on Lou's channel Sunday, leather to the face, man, helping him out with the fight, man. So got the filling Wells' seat for a little bit, man. That was pretty cool, man. Koof, man, appreciate you, man. Koof, man, always stopping by, showing love, as is my man Wells, man, always stopping by, showing love. And of course, last but definitely not least, wifey, Miss Nisi Wise. But that being said, like, share, subscribe to my man NYG, Jeffy T85, giving you the latest breaking news on all sports, wrestling, football, basketball, baseball, you name it, man. Jeffy will give you the info on that. Does a great job calling the games too, basketball and football and wrestling. So make sure you go check out Jeffy's channel, man. We have a blast over there, man, when we calling the games, shooting the shit, man. You know, just good sports vibes, you know what I'm saying? And definitely go sub to my man, Coach Ed Gladney, man. Coach Ed's Amazing World of Sports. Actually got something coming out later this week. Look out for it, man. Me and Coach did something. I think you guys are really going to like it. I'm not going to spoil it, but look out for that, man, on my channel as well as Coach's channel. But Coach is the coach, man. Breaks all down. X's and O's, football, basketball, women's, college, you name it. Coach is in it, man. He's breaking it down, man, giving you the X's and O's, the Jimmys, the Joes. You know what it is, man. So definitely much love and respect to Coach, man. He's the coach. You know, I'm the fan, and Jeffy gives you the info, the reporter, man. That's how we do the trio, man. But enough said, man. We're going to get on out of here, man. Until next Tuesday, man. Peace and love, everybody.